Warning, warning. The next 3 hours requires an open mind. It's Sunday night. It's 7 o'clock. And the Human Zoo is now open. Call 01243 55 60 60. Skype play.radio.uk. Email studio@playradiouk.com. Conference on 0208 123 1088. Watch and listen at NTTBS.com. But be warned, this is a live community dedicated to discussing topics and taboos in a frank and open manner. So, if you're easily offended by an open-minded mass debate, then this show is not for you. And now, it's Not the Tommy Boyd Show with Matt and Stu, only on Play 2 UK. Beware, boring calls will be buzzed off.
Oh, sorry.
And that's the reason the Queen never uses her left hand.
I couldn't believe that.
I know.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? Sorry, I just had to finish that story. Good evening, and welcome along to the show. If I do that, I can hear myself without an echo. It is not the Tommy Boyd Show. It's Matt and Arron and Fiona.
Hello.
Good evening. This is Play 2 UK. It's 3 hours of randomness with some actual stuff. We actually have actual stuff this week, which we'll get to in a few minutes. First of all, oh, God. Fiver, Alan.
Yeah.
Hello, Play Radio.
Thinking of Aaron Weedle gives me a boner.
Well, there you go.
Thanks very much.
Thinking of you
I
gives
think that's a compliment.
that person
Yes.
a boner.
Yes.
Are you into a bit of man-on-man action?
Hey, you
Unless
don't,
that was a very butch woman.
don't knock it till you tried it, Matt.
Have you tried it?
Never.
Don't knock it. Well, you're not. I am.
No.
No, indeed. That was hang on a minute. Alan?
Evening, guys.
Yeah. that wasn't 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Hello, Alan.
Confused. Is this the last show tonight?
Is this the last show tonight?
And come on, the Earth's going to be swallowed up and we're all going to be dead.
Oh, now, this is the Large Hadron Collider you're on about, isn't it, Alan?
What?
This is the Large Hadron Collider you're on about that they're switching on, aren't you?
Well, Trouble was telling me about it and it got me thinking.
Oh.
Well, it could be. I mean, if we're still alive next weekend, we'll be back here with a show.
Yeah, and I've got some good news.
Excellent. Well, tell us that in a bit. Hello on the phone? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Thinking of Peter Chapman, thinking of Aaron Weedle, giving him a boner gives me a boner.
Thanks very much. That's nice.
Okay, right. And let's just hold on the calls a minute. Aaron, how are you? How's your week been?
My week has been dreadful. I got a puncture and I had to repair it. And it was a pain in the bum.
Was it at the time on the way to or from work, or...?
From?
Oh, no.
Coming home, I got off the train. It was raining. I got on my bike. It was flat. I had to walk home through the rain and then fix my bike in the rain.
So that's annoying, because if it happened on the way to work, at least you'd be safe in the knowledge that you'd be missing some work.
No, well, there you go. But no. End of my day, I thought, oh, that was a bad day at work. Could it get any worse? Yes, it could. How nice.
I see.
Although we've had the kitchen sorted out today.
You have?
Yeah, the father-in-law. My
Really?
father-in-law, Pat. He is a legend, that man.
Yeah?
He's put up some shelves and a worktop.
Wow.
Legend. No, sorry, cupboards and a worktop.
Excellent. Well done, father-in-law.
He's a legend.
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 A legend in his own bath time.
Yes, he is. He's also good friends with celebrity midget Kenny Baker.
Oh, excellent. Hello on the phone.
Hello there.
Hello?
Thinking of Jason, thinking of Chapman, thinking of Aaron gives me a boner.
Huh. There's a lot of... There's a long chain of people thinking of other people who are thinking of you, giving them a boner, gives them a boner.
That is 3 lots of erections so far,
Wow.
just because of one person thinking of me.
Wow. We should send you to an old people's home.
It's nice that I have this effect.
Yeah, send you to an old people's home. They'll find a life that they forgot existed.
I could be the walking version of Viagra. Viagra on legs.
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure I want that sort of title.
No.
Giving out erections.
We'll
People thinking about me.
probably find out what your wife has to say on that later.
No, she's not listening. She's eating a curry with the in-laws.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Did she cook the curry?
No, it's a takeout.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. So the Right Honourable Mrs. Weedle would have missed that comment.
Hope so.
I'll bank it. I'll save it.
Nice one.
Fiona, how was your week?
very good week actually. Very busy, but yeah, quite good. Yeah, highlight of my week was a very good party Friday night.
You do a lot of partying.
I saw the pictures.
It seems like I do.
What were you doing with that dog
Oh, it wasn't a dog.
in the pictures?
It was a fox.
It was a fox?
Yes.
Oh, right. See, I just made up a random statement and think, something that didn't exist, and actually apparently it did. I've not even looked at the photos. What were you doing with the fox?
It was a fox, no. Just having a cuddle.
A cuddle.
A cuddle.
Is that what they call it? An affectionate embrace.
Yeah, I could do with a curry right now as well, actually.
I've got one waiting when I get in.
I had a curry on Friday night, had a Domino's pizza last night. Completely and utterly junk food up. Hello on the phone.
Thinking of G-Man, thinking of Jason, thinking of Chappers, thinking of Alan, give me a stiffy.
Alan, anything gives you a stiffy, man.
Indeed. Right, okay. Let's get to tonight, because we want our contributors to give it some thought as to what we're going to be up to tonight. So I'm gonna put it all out there. We're going to be talking to. Hello on the phone. Hello.
Hi, am I on the phone?
Yes, you're on the phone.
All right, just one question.
Yeah.
Well, you've got heterosexuals, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, presumably you've met quite a few of both of those kind of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about how many people do you know who are not interested in anybody?
So they're not bisexual, they're non-sexual?
Yeah, non-sexual. Have you actually met anybody who admits to being non-sexual?
I don't think I have.
You might have met a few, but they might not have admitted to it.
Yeah, it's not the first question I asked.
I think I've bumped into...
Gay, straight, bi or non?
I think I bumped into a few in clubs when I was out on the pull, because I always used to get turned down. I'm sure that's what they were.
I'm sure that's the reason.
Have you ever met any?
No, well, I was thinking maybe life would be better if I was one of those kind of people.
Why's that?
Well, it's all irrational, isn't it? All the urges.
Do you like it too much?
Probably.
Yeah.
Which way do you swing?
Well, the heterosexual way.
Okay.
I wonder if it would have been better the other way, but, it didn't work out that way.
Well, I presume that a eunuch would be a non-sexual if you were neither born with his nor her genitalia?
Maybe, but maybe they still have urges even though they don't have the equipment.
That's correct, they could still have
I think the point caller is trying to make is, yes, they may have boobs or a schlong, but they're just not attracted to either.
I just
I
don't know.
think maybe something to put out to your listeners, see if anyone, that's the traditional...
Have you ever met a non-sexual?
Isn't it?
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for that. I presume priests and nuns would be classed as non-sexuals, although they're not free from urges, are they?
No.
Hello on the phone.
Thinking of Alan makes me feel fucking ill.
Wondered how long it would take. Right, okay. We're talking to 3 people tonight. We're going to be talking to a guy called Charles Walker, who's the co-author of The Demonic Connection. He's also classed as one of Britain's leading occult investigators. So we're going to be talking to him about his book and the stuff he does with Clapham Common and some of his investigations.
Clapham Wood.
Clapham Wood.
Not Clapham Common.
Clapham Wood, my apologies.
This mistake has been made before.
So is Clapham Wood not in Clapham Common?
No, it's not. It's just north of Worthing.
Oh, so it's just round the corner?
Just round the
That
corner.
was me thinking there was a big old wood with some witchcraft in the middle of London.
What are you eating?
I'm eating no, you want a snack?
No, you're right,
What,
Chief.
Cadbury
That's
Snap?
all right.
No, you're okay,
No?
thank
They're
you.
very nice. Shortbread and chocolate. Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah. So we're going to be talking... I shouldn't be eating in a minute, should I? To Charles Walker. Now, we're also going to be talking to a lady called Imbal. Now, she is a witchy type person. I don't know if she's a white witch. It's something I've got to ask her when we've got her on the phone. So, if you have any questions for Charles Walker, if you've read The Demonic Connection, if you know a bit about Clapham Wood, etc., then by all means get in touch with us today. It'd be better if you email your questions for our guests to studio@playradiouk.com. That's studio@playradiouk.com. Imbal, who I presume is a white witch, she might even do some tarot readings live on air for us as well. Now, I personally won't take part in that, but one of you two might be up to. Or we might be able to get somebody on the phone, well, probably Skype, because we'll have Imbal on the phone. So if Imbal is up for it, and you want your tarot read on air, then you can Skype us at play.radio.uk. But We'll also be talking to Keith Mann. He's a former animal rights activist, and at one point was basically declared as the government's the government's opinion was that he was the top animal rights activist, the man that was making things happen at one point.
That's correct.
And he's been to jail for his sins. And we'll also be having him on the phone. So if you have any questions for Keith Mann in regards to animal rights activity, any of the things that you might know he's been involved with the ALF, or anything like that, then we'll be taking your calls and your emails. And the best way to get in touch for any of these three guests, Keith Mann, Imbal or Charles Walker, studio@playradiouk.com for your questions, and you can call us tonight for any reason whatsoever on 01243 55 60 60. That's 01243 55 60 60. And if you're computer savvy, you'll know what Skype is already, but if you don't, Google SKYPE, and then you'll be able to download and install. It means that you'll be able to call us free of charge, Skype to Skype, providing you have your computer set up correctly, and it's play.radio.uk is our Skype name address. And you can watch and listen all. It's all a bit like TV, but for the internet, at NTTBS.com and click watch. It's not the Tommy Boyd Show. NTTBS.com and click watch. So, in amongst all of that sort of seriousness, we're going to throw a couple of things out there. Crazy relatives. We've all got crazy relatives.
I haven't.
You must have.
No, but surprisingly, all of my relatives have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, they all think you're a crazy relative, is that it?
Could be.
Whoa. Mystery and intrigue. So, everybody has a crazy relative. Have you got a crazy relative? If so, what do they do that's crazy? Oh, hang on a minute. Hello, Play Radio. Thank you very much. Hello, Play Radio. Oh, and they've gone. They couldn't be bothered to hang on. 01243 55 60 60. Studio@playradiouk.com, and Skype is play.radio.uk. Crazy relatives, mistaken identity, witchcraft, and animal rights activist. It's all going on tonight, isn't it?
Animal Liberation Front.
Liberation Front. That's what he's from. That's right, the ALF.
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 Do you know when you first said that this guy was coming on from Alf? I honestly thought it was the guy from the TV series.
I was just about to say the guy, the puppet with the weird nose.
That's right.
Wasn't that a great TV show?
It was all right to begin with. But when you look back at it now that you've grown up, you realise it was tat.
Like Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Oh, God.
Hello, Play Radio. Fantastic.
I like that.
Yeah, next time don't drink it so quick.
That's good.
All right, well, I'll kick things off, shall I? Crazy relatives.
Go on, please do.
Okay. I used to have a great-grandma called Great Granny Maud.
Great Granny Maud?
Right, let me put into perspective
That must have been an unlucky name at school.
Great and Granny were their first names, it was Maud.
Oh, sorry.
We called her Great Granny Maud. Now, to put into perspective how old this lady was, she had letters that were sent to her from her friends on the Titanic.
What?
Wow.
Yes, I know. She's got them in a diary and all this kind of stuff. True story. She was quite old, obviously, when I was quite young, because she was my great-grandma, and she'd been through the mill.
Oh, so she wasn't called Great because she was fantastic.
Mm.
At what point does she get crazy in this story? So far, she's just old with letters.
Okay, it's kind of crazy.
All right, go on.
Every time we went round to a house, she'd have a pantry where the fairies lived, and the fairies would deposit sweets and all that kind of stuff. You can kind of say, oh, well, she was just telling that for the grandkids. No, I think she firmly believed that the fairies deposited sweets in this pantry, and this pantry smelt of something like, those old biscuit tins that old people used to have. They were metal things with the depressing lid that you put on, and they used to have the biscuits that were shortbread covered in sugar. It used to smell of an old biscuit tin full of those in this pantry.
Okay.
But perhaps the craziest thing is... Oh, hang on. Hello on the phone?
Crazy relatives, Matt.
Oh, right, okay. Hang on a minute.
You know that niece you spoke to a few months back?
Yeah?
She's crazy. Even though she's 5 years old, she's absolutely bonkers, but I love her to bits.
Run in the family, does it?
Okay, thank you for that, Alan.
Thank you, baby!
I've kind of got a feeling that you are your family's crazy relative. But my great-granny Maud... Now, I don't think she was completely losing her marbles, but she had a commode. Do you know what a commode is?
It's a toilet.
A toilet in a seat. Mm-hmm. Toilet in a seat.
Right.
Toilet in a seat.
Is that why she's crazy?
Toilet in a seat, right?
No, she's crazy because it would be her seat of choice during meal times.
Oh, no!
Hello on the phone. Brilliant. Yeah, so, she'd often be known to... You'd be there eating and...
Yeah. Oh, don't tell me she would be sat there crimping a length while you're all eating.
It was either a terrible inflatulence problem or, yes, she was, as you so very nicely put it, crimping a length.
No way!
One of the two.
Laying cable while you're tucking into your Sunday roast.
Either that or terrible flatulence.
Oh!
And those commodes do smell, don't they?
Well, it's just like a little pot.
I know.
It's just a pot. You know, you just slide it to one side so the pot makes itself available for your excretion.
Yeah, but
Bang
surely
one
somebody
out.
would have noticed her pulling down her pants.
Well, no, because she would wear those big dresses, wouldn't she? And she would sit down. But we don't.
What about her tights?
We to this day don't. I don't know if she wore tights. Jesus, she's my great grandma. There was no upskirt action possibility for this lady. Do you know what I'm saying? But whether she was actually doing it, but no, you couldn't say to a 92-year-old woman who's been through 2 world wars. Excuse me, are you shitting at the dinner table? Hello on the phone.
I'm going to cut you off. Will you switch that friggin' radio off in the background? Now that's...
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
I can switch it off.
Oh, would you believe it?
What?
There's been a change of plan. I've now got shredded beef and chow mein.
Oh.
No curry tonight, they've gone Chinese.
Oh. If they say...
Don't you hate it when you decide on Indian and they go Chinese instead?
I know, I was all set for that.
I find Chinese a bit disappointing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
A bit of a letdown, really.
Why?
Well, 'cause
Never
it
slept with
always-
one, so I wouldn't know.
No. Because... I don't know, it's like they're offering you something that you're actually not going to really get in the end. It smells nice, and it sounds nice, but then when it's on your plate, it's just a load of wet mush, isn't it?
It's,
You know?
very naughty that a Chinese does near my parents, called Great Glen Chinky. Is that racist, Chinky?
Yes, probably.
Is it? Do people consider Chinky racist?
Yes.
Same as saying split link. It's kind of racist.
Well, that's
as well.
rhyming slang, really.
Again, it's not nice.
Chinky's is weird. Everyone calls the local Chinese the Chinky, don't they? You don't, obviously, with that look. Oh, God.
Fiona, no.
Me, call the local Chinese a Chinky at my age, with my children and my reputation.
It's the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, you have Chinese restaurants. We just have small desks with doors where you go up and some woman goes, huh?
And they have a magical hatch, and behind this hatch, lots of fairies live, and they dispense Chinese meals.
That's right, yes, Chinese fairies.
That's right.
I mean, let's face it, if anyone's going to master human flight, it'll be them first. Hello on the phone?
Oh, hello, it's Chinky.
Yes?
You're racist.
Am I?
Well, you're talking about Chinese people, and you're referring them to Chinky.
Is that a racist word then, Chinky?
I don't know, never heard it before, apart from it being my name.
Right, so your name is Chinky?
That's right.
Okay.
Is that your first name or surname?
It's my middle name.
Oh, right, so what's your full name?
Inky Chinky Tinky.
I see. You weren't one of the Teletubbies, were you?
I was not... that's right.
I'm trying to figure out whether it's Chinese or Mexican.
Who is that laughing at my name, Inky Tinky Chinky?
Hello?
That's right.
Hello?
Here we are. Stop it.
Hilarious! 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 Hilarious!
Being the racist police. Matt Hollick, you're under arrest for being a racist.
That's terrible, Matt.
Oh dear, you're in trouble now.
All I did was ask if
You're
the
in
word
trouble.
Chinky was racist. God.
Sunday night just got better on Play 2 UK.
If you're tuning in to hear me, Barry from Watford, well, you're too late. But you can listen to what I had to say on playradiouk.com/podcast. I was on Hershey's Half Hour.
Hershey's Half Hour. 30 minutes of top-flight entertainment expertly crammed into 2 hours. Sundays from 4 on Play 2 UK.
Oh, well, see how you go. I won't be on next week as some other idiot, but.
Ellington Lodge Hotel at the Concord Club, a unique place to stay. Set in quiet woodland near Lakeside Country Park, Ellington Lodge is ideally suited whether your stay is for business or pleasure. Our Mouldy Fig Wine Bar offers a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere, serving food, wines and local real ales, with live jazz music 3 nights a week and alfresco dining in the summer months. Visit our website, theconcordclub.com, for further details.
The Business Brainbuster on Play 2 UK is the internet's best general knowledge quiz. Staff from offices around the country pit their wits in a head-to-head battle, hoping to be crowned Business Brainbuster of the Week. Register your business to take part. Email studio@playradiouk.com now. Then join Paul Anthony, weekdays from midday UK time, to hear it all live on air. The Business Brainbuster with Paul Anthony, only on Play 2 UK.
This is not the Tommy Boyd Show with Stu and Matt on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
Okay. It's Matt, Arron and Fiona, Sunday night. It's not the Tommy Boyd Show. Hello on the phone. Hello?
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 Ah, Johnny!
Hello, Matthew, how are you?
I'm good, Johnny. This is Johnny Arsenfarsen.
Johnny Arsenfarsen?
Yeah, he's a local West Country farmer.
I see.
So I'm from Cornwall.
Is that not the West
How many times do I have to tell you I ain't from Somerset, I'm from Cornwall?
That is the West Country.
Are you actually a farmer?
Yes, I just read on the internet that you were interviewing the Animal Liberation Front activist, Keith Mann. Has he been on? Because I just come in from the golf course.
No, he'll be on just after 9 o'clock.
Oh, can I ask him a question?
Yeah?
I need some help with me slaughtering this year. And I wondered if he had any tips, because the buggers are getting away from me. They're getting quicker. I don't know if it's all that steroids I'm feeding them that make them grow.
Right, okay. You sure it's not just you're getting older and slower?
No, I got some young boys.
I bet.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, it's got some young boys.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, 01243 55 60 60 is our number. 01243 55 60 60. You can email studio@playradiouk.com. I want your thoughts, please. Email or phone for crazy relatives. Have you got one? Everyone's got one. What do they do that's crazy? Also, mistaken identity. Have you ever been mistaken for somebody else? They could be famous. They could just be a friend that you look like I haven't seen in a while. Mistaken identity. And then questions on email, studio@playradiouk.com, for the former animal rights activist, part of the Animal Liberation Front, Keith Mann. He's been in prison for 7.5 years for having bomb equipment. He's the guy that used to set fire, or he's the guy that allegedly used to set fire to all the meat vans.
What? Did you look at me like that for?
Because you were looking at him laughing.
Because you don't know what we're doing under the desk.
Okay. Yeah, Keith Mann is part of the Animal Liberation Front. He's the guy that's alleged to have set fire to all those meat lorries. Cost the taxpayer a shed load of money. But we'll also be talking to a very lovely lady called Imbal, who's a white witch of sorts, and she's going to hopefully do some tarot readings later. And Charles Walker, who's the author of The Demonic Connection, and also one of Britain's leading occult investigators. So any questions for any of those guys, email them to studio@playradiouk.com, and you can Skype us play.radio.uk. Hello on the phone.
On our production meeting, guys.
Yeah, go on then, what?
Hang on a minute. Is it within his jurisdiction to call an on-air production meeting?
Well, maybe.
Yes, it is, actually, because it affects the feature what I normally do.
Maybe associate producer.
Hang on,
What's he
Alan.
on about?
Alan, let's get to the bottom of this here. What did you just say?
It affects the feature what I do.
It's a what?
It affects the feature what I do.
Say again, a what?
It affects the feature what I do.
It affects a feature that you do.
Yes.
So you want to have an on-air production meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Due to no Premiership football yesterday, no change in the fantasy football listings from last week.
That's a good idea, Alan. We won't have it. Good idea.
Thank you very much, Alan. Best suggestion you've had in a while. Yes, and Crazy Redson. He's completely thrown me off a bit now. Where were we?
You were talking about tarot reading on air?
Yeah, so inbound, and you get, etc., etc. 01243556060. Email studio at playradio.com, and you can watch and listen at nttbs.com. Click watch.
And I think we should clarify that Imbal is a witch.
Right.
That's not very nice.
She's a witch.
I used to get in trouble for calling people that.
She describes herself as a witch.
Okay.
Yeah. So perhaps we should ask her whether she's a white witch.
Does she wear a pointy hat?
Would she float if tied to a chair and put in water?
I think that's a very good question that you should put to her.
Does she have a black cat?
Does it cross her path?
Does she have a wart on her nose?
A broomstick?
And a big cauldron.
Hello, on the phone.
Chinky's not racist.
It's not?
No, because when you say chinky, you're referring to the shop that sells the Chinese food, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not you can't be racist about a shop.
Plus, we weren't saying we didn't like them, were we?
Exactly. But then again, you're talking about the establishment there, not the people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Well, if you were in China, say, somebody said, oh, I'm off for a Brit, you know, and they meant British food, you know, bacon and eggs or roast beef at one of our cafes, that wouldn't be racist, would it?
Well, we wouldn't take it as racist. But
Same as the Yanks call us limeys. No problem.
We wouldn't take it as racist, but some people do take things as racial slurs, don't they, when they don't really need to. It's just an excuse to get on their soapbox.
And China...
Yes, it's like Paki, because that is just an abbreviation of Pakistani.
Yes.
Right, that's right.
Yet, it's racist because of the context that people use it in.
Well, I can understand why someone who's from Bangladesh would get offended if they were called a Paki.
Oh, yes, if they're not from there, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly,
But if you're from Pakistan, then I suppose theoretically no racial sort of...
Although I think they would prefer that you didn't call them by an abbreviation.
Because it is usually used in a...
Nowadays, yeah.
In a derogatory...
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Like our caller says. Hello, Leslie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm alright, are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thanks. Is it just you going to be talking to these activists, or can we phone in and grill them as well?
Well, hey, I don't see why you can't Skype us. We're going to have them on the phone, so the best way to do that would be through Skype.
Oh, right. So am I right? He's actually going around burning meat lorries?
No, he's a former part of the ALF, the Animal Liberation Front, but he's been to prison for 7.5 years. He was at one point classed by the police as the first and foremost, the Mr. Animal rights activist. He was, I believe, until I speak to him, I can't say for sure, he was part of the lorry burning with the meat and all that kind of stuff. He basically went round and caused a hell of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, an extremist.
A terrorist, basically.
Yeah, a food terrorist.
A food terrorist.
Because even burning that lorry, what's it going to... Are people going to say, oh, God, my steak hasn't arrived at Tesco, I'm going to eat vegetables for the rest of my life now?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a bit
But
ridiculous.
you could argue that he took away vital food and that there are people starving in the world. Does he put animals ahead of starving people?
Then you ask him that question.
That's it. Think about all those starving orphans that aren't going to have their lamb shanks.
Exactly. And they have to have the grotesque, vegetable plate. No, kids don't like sprouts.
No, I like sprouts.
I like sprouts as well, but kids generally don't.
Right. No.
The rule is usually anything that's green they don't like.
I think it's the smell and taste of
So I
them.
tell you what it is, cabbage. Cabbage, what a boring vegetable, but sprouts look like little cabbages, and I never liked cabbages when I was young, so I didn't like sprouts until I was old enough to go, actually, I've never tried one.
Oh, the key to the cabbage stew, Matt, is to put vinegar on it after you've cooked it, or Worcester sauce with plenty of salt and pepper.
Wow, how does that fit in with the green drink and your healthy lifestyle?
Well, if you're using organic apple cider vinegar, which is only 5% acid,
Right.
that actually fits in your ratio of alkaline and acid. It's actually 95% alkaline.
Yes,
Oh, right.
cider vinegar's good for slimming.
It's very good, yes.
I've not used it for a while.
No, well, you were just on a cider vinegar diet.
Yeah, I've done that. I've tried that. It works.
They have a lemonade diet in the States, don't they? But
yeah.
They actually add syrup, because I agree with lemon drinking, but they take it the stage further. They add syrup and stuff to it.
Right.
And that actually turns it into an acid.
Lemon drinking, I tell you what, that wakes you up in the morning.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Anyone who says, I need some coffee because I'm really tired, get a lemon drink.
Yes.
Indeed. Well, listen, Leslie, while you're on the line, have you got any crazy relatives?
Crazy. Yeah, you were talking about great-grandmothers. My great-grandmother was blind and partially deaf, and we went to see her. She was 96 in a home in Grimsby.
Blimey.
And, you know, at first you have to kiss them, don't you? And it's the most grotesque thing, but as a child you have to pretend it's nice to see them.
Yeah.
And anyway, my mum explained to her about my brother. He was doing his GCSEs at the time. She said, Nick has passed all his exams. She went, what? She went, Nick has passed all his exams. She went, Nick's grown wings. She's already grown wings.
What? How did she make that out from past...
I don't know.
Past all his exams?
But it's true story. I've never laughed so much in my life.
And she thought he was growing illegal drugs?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I asked her to put my great-grandma, she was called Amy Mooney. What are you laughing at?
What a cool surname, Mooney.
Yes.
That's cool. You know, it's one of those things that old people do as well. You're saying about, you know, kissing your grandma and pretending you're pleased to see them.
Oh, yeah.
Did anybody else... I think everybody had the grandma that spat on a handkerchief and wiped your face.
Oh, yeah. And it's already got snot and shit on it.
Yeah, she's been using the same handkerchief for the last week. It just goes back into the pocket and then out again when she needs it, and then back in. It never gets washed, and then she spits on it and wipes your face.
Oh.
It's not just
It could be
grannies.
where she could gob a greenie up and spit it at you.
No, I understand that mums might do it for kids and stuff. Yeah, that's fine. But your grandma, who's 80-odd, doing it to you, who's 25...
Yeah. But my son, who's 4, already does that thing now. Where if I kiss him, he then, as soon as I turn around, wipes his face in disgust, as if
surprised.
And then if he's got a dirty face and I do that thing where you go and wipe it off, he goes, ugh, I don't like that water.
Good. He's learning early.
Does he eat his bogies as well?
He does, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
It's good for you, that.
Is it?
It is. Well, your nose is going to be full of all sorts of nastiness, right? So if you eat your bogies, it's going to build up your immune system.
Well, some people say that about urine, don't they?
Exactly, same sort of thing. I wouldn't highly recommend either of them. But,
No. A bogey urine diet.
there you go, it builds up... and
Can you imagine, Aaron, we stuck you on that cleanse?
Oh, Jesus, I'll tell you what.
Leslie, you've got a famous face. I've seen it on the YouTube videos. You ever been mistaken for anybody like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt?
Yes, you have. You know what I get when I've not got the wig on?
What?
George fucking Dawes.
Oh, what's on the scores? George Dawes.
Aaron will tell you it's the worst lookalike a bald person can have.
Yeah, what do you mean Aaron can tell you?
Well, it's all right to come up to you and say, you look like the Mitchell brothers. You know,
Yeah.
you say, oh, yeah, I hope you mean Grant.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I used to, back in the early days when I was a little bit slimmer and had slightly more hair.
Whoa!
What?
Alan, you
Those
look
days
like Harry
existed?
Hill at the moment.
Yes, those days existed.
You were slimmer with hair?
Oh, yes!
Oh, my God.
Evidence is on Facebook.
Everything I knew has just been thrown into complete disarray.
Well, Alan's got that perfect Facebook profile where it's the picture of him where he looks great.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone chooses the best picture to put on there, don't they, except me.
Any picture I'm in, I look great, you cheeky sod. oh no, apart from there is one floating around where I'm eating a cake. Yeah?
Alright.
Yeah, there were some cakes here.
Stuart then.
And I'm tucking into this little fairy cake. Man alive, what a bad picture it is. It is awful, I don't like it at all.
Well, listen, Leslie, thank you very much for your call. Save your question for Keith Mann. We'll try and get you on with him later.
Right, nice one.
Cheers, Leslie. We are all on Facebook, by the way. Matt Hollick, Aaron Weedle, Fiona...
Marie Dunn.
Someone. Marie Dunn. She's looking at me as if to say, don't you dare give it out.
Did you see a profile picture a few days ago?
I did, yeah. That belly.
That belly.
Was that your belly?
Yeah, it's gone now.
What's all that about?
How old are you supposed to be?
Pardon?
How old are you supposed to be?
This belly
What
of
now?
a 19-year-old, wasn't it?
36.
God.
That belly.
Viewers, listeners, contributors, she has the body of a 19-year-old.
And I'm not giving it back.
No, yes, there's a 19-year-old out there somewhere going, oh my God, I'm old before my time.
She keeps it in a cupboard with fairies that leave sweets behind.
Yeah.
And the cupboard smells of biscuits.
When the moths fly into her clothes, they don't eat little holes in it. They sit there and groom it and sew up all the small holes that previous moths have made.
If you like.
I do. Yes, Crazy Relatives, Mistaken Identity, Keith Manningbout, Charles Walker, 01243 55 60 60 is the number. studio@playradiouk.com is the email address, and you can Skype us at play.radio.uk. I've got an email here already from Mark Chertsey. Says, my granddad used to leave pudding out in the garden, slightly mental in itself. When asked why, this was his response: it's for the grey squirrels. Not just squirrels, though, of course, that's somewhat banana-brained in itself, but specifically grey ones. And when asked why, he replied, basically that grey squirrels were simply elderly red squirrels. And being elderly, they most likely wouldn't be able to chew nuts, as well as in their youthful red-haired days. So a nice soft pudding seemed the obvious solution.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's thoughtful. I like that.
Come on, I've given a crazy relative story. Where are your crazy relative stories?
Seriously, but I ain't got any.
I don't think I have either.
Oh no, I got one. It's disgusting. It's not kind of crazy. I think there was method to his madness.
Okay.
My granddad used to keep an old, empty margarine tub next to his chair, to which he would spit in. Not your average little spit. I'm talking your good, chewy, meaty phlegm. Because it was not good for him. He had to get it off his chest. It had to go somewhere.
And because he's old, he can't get up every 5 minutes.
Well, his legs didn't work.
Oh.
So, yeah, he couldn't get up. So, he used to spit in a margarine tub. And whenever we used to go around visiting, me and my brothers, we would... we'd walk over and have a look at it and shake it and watch it wobble.
Why couldn't he just swallow?
No, it's not good for you, is it? Especially no, that age.
What about you, Matt? Do you spit or swallow?
You completely caught me off guard with that one. Hello on the phone.
And now we're talking about that cookie love. Cookie love, cookie love. Pink wafers and chocolate fudge. We're talking about that cookie love. Cookie love, cookie love, cookie love. Teas and custard creams and cookie love. Cookie love, cookie love. Caramel and raisin too. Talking about that cookie love. Cookie love, cookie love.
Hilarious.
That is, of course, Kat from Big Brother and her cookie love. Big Brother ended on Friday. Did it pass all you lot by like it passed me by?
I caught the finale, and I have to say I was absolutely shocked to my very core.
Why?
To see that the boring Welsh girl won.
I want to know, with the blind guy, what happens when Davina pointed him towards the TV and said, here's your best bits?
He just sat there listening.
Aww.
I wonder if they had a braille teleprinter telling him what was going on or something.
But he would have heard the audio, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And basically, his best bits that he would have heard would have been exactly the same as him experiencing them at the time. He wouldn't have seen what was going on at the time when he did his best bits, so listening back to them would have been pretty much the same.
Get Play Radio at your fingertips by downloading our exclusive toolbar. Get the latest updates from Play Radio UK. Check out the webcams or find out your local weather. It's even got its very own search engine. Download the toolbar now by clicking on the banner at playradiouk.com.
Are everyday items stretching your family income to the limits at the moment? Me too. Well, I found this amazing website, comparison-plus.co.uk. It's amazing. You can compare the prices of thousands of products from all the big retailers. And what's more, it's a totally free service. You don't have to become a member to use Comparison Plus. But if you do register with comparison-plus.co.uk, you get cashback rewards, giving you even bigger savings. Don't pay over the odds. Click comparison-plus.co.uk and start saving now. Play Radio UK have teamed up with Virgin Wines to offer you a massive 20% discount off your favourite wines. Visit playradiouk.com and click on the Virgin Wines 20% discount voucher to start saving now and have your favourite wines delivered to your door. Play Radio UK and Virgin Wines, for people who love their wine and a great deal. Just log on to playradiouk.com and click on the Virgin Wine 20% discount voucher and start saving today.
It's not the Tommy Boyd Show with Matt and Stu, only on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
And that's the reason that Prince Edward never uses his right.
Oh.
That's quite shocking.
Yeah.
You didn't realise these things about the royals.
I know.
No.
Royals are mad, aren't they?
Interesting.
01243 55 60 60. Do you have a crazy relative? If so, why are they crazy? Also, mistaken identity. Have you ever been mistaken for somebody who you shouldn't have been mistaken of?
Have you?
Have I ever been mistaken? Only once. It happened about a month and a half ago. Somebody from the building left.
Right.
And I obviously work with Jamie Robertson, who's a DJ on Play One and all
legend,
that kind of
that
stuff.
guy.
Legend in his own bath time, quite
That's
literally.
right.
He is Welsh though, so let's take back the legend and call him a sheep shagger. Yeah, he is Welsh. It's not his fault. He was born into that, but hey, he's got to deal with it.
That's right. That's right. He's coping well.
Well, basically, somebody from here left. I don't really know who it was, but a lot of my friends from around here were going to the local pub, and they said, "Come down. It's Thingy's leaving do. We were also doing this fantasy football thing or whatever." That I wasn't part of. In fact, I've got no idea why I went. But as I was walking up, it was the woman who was leaving was sort of walking towards me. So she goes to the bar. And I politely said, "Hi, how are you?" And she went, "Oh, Jamie!" and put her arms around me and hugged me and said, "Thanks so much for coming. It's really kind." And then walked off, and I was.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm not Jamie. Oh my God, that was funny though. I didn't want to say anything because then she'd have felt stupid.
Fair enough.
Should have said something, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
That would have been funnier. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever been mistaken for somebody I shouldn't have been mistaken of.
Mistaken.
Mistaken.
Yeah?
I quite like that word.
I went to a wedding once and I didn't really know the person very well that was getting married, but I had seen her a few times. And when I turned up at the wedding, this girl walked past me in this beautiful dress with a tiara and everything, and I thought, thought it was a bride, looked like the bride. So I gave her all my congratulations and a kiss and everything, and she said, "Oh no," she said, "I'm not the bride, I'm the bridesmaid." And she was sister of the bride, so they looked very, very similar. How embarrassed was I?
It's a good job the bride didn't see you doing that.
Tell you what, lucky one for the groom though. He could accidentally have a few sherbets and, oh, sorry, I thought you were your sister.
Oh God, you imagine identical twins. Because I know I've seen on trashy shows like the Jeremy Kyle show, identical twins who have not told the boyfriend that they've been impersonating the other twin and they've got off with them and stuff, and the sister's been part of it.
Jeremy Kyle.
Imagine if, oh, I know.
The worm.
But I'd do that though, wouldn't you? If you had an identical twin, wouldn't you have practical jokes on people?
Well, by sleeping with them.
Well,
no, not sleep. No. None of the stories I ever heard slept. It was just the odd snog, or they'd
I tell you what,
the boyfriend would knock on the door, they'd answer, "Hi, how are you?" Kiss her, everything. "Right, Dad, Mum, I'm off. I'll see you later." And he thinks, "Oh, this is my girlfriend." Walking, gets into the car, and then goes, "Actually, I'm the other one."
I don't think you'd find a boyfriend in the land that would not like that situation. I think they'd all.
It'd be a bit of a head mess, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You would constantly, every time you looked into their eyes, you'd be going, "Am I looking into your eyes?"
Yeah.
Eyes that I've
Which
looked
one are
into?
you?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't care.
And you meet them in the kitchen or at the landing, in the middle of the night, and you think, "Hang on, is this the right one?"
Would you be sharing a bed with them?
Hello?
He might be.
But, one of them could get out to go to the toilet.
That's it, exactly.
Swap nighties with the other one could get back in. Thinking that your business is already done, and then obviously the problem occurs when the boy goes, "Right, round two."
Again, I failed to see the problem with this.
No, I'm not really saying it's a problem. It would be a bit of a head mess, though, wouldn't it? You never actually knew which one you were with. I mean, you don't know if she had a boyfriend, if your girlfriend was sleeping with somebody else, thinking that someone else thinking that she was the other one. But the point I was getting to is, imagine if they're identical twins getting married, and the other one decided to actually do the ceremony, and the other one decided they couldn't be asked with the ceremony, they'd prefer to do the reception. So they kind of took shifts. So one of them this could have happened before. An identical twin could have married someone but it was the wrong identical twins of Practical Joke.
Or maybe they just had a tummy upset.
Yeah, stand it.
Could you stand in for me? Stunt double?
01243 55 60 60 is the telephone number. Hello on the phone?
I've got some big news, Matt.
So, okay, so you've had some breaking news.
I went for an interview on Friday for Hospital Radio.
Oh, and what happened? They put you in a ward?
No, they've accepted me, and I'm going to be starting my presenter training on Friday afternoons.
Get in there! Well done, Alan.
I'm not applauding Alan, I'm applauding the hospital.
Friday, 4 weeks presenter training, sitting in on a show.
Uh-huh.
Then 8 weeks as a co-presenter.
Yeah?
And 4 weeks doing a half-hour slot within an existing show. Then they do a demo tape. And when a show time is established, I'll be doing my own show.
Hey,
wow.
This is a majority of people start in hospital radio, Alan.
Chris Miles, Scott Mills.
Yeah, let's not use them as examples, because they're not actually that good.
No, but they were on
Chris
Radio
Miles.
1, and
Overrated.
that's like the main
Scott's
station
good.
in the UK, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Radio, I used to like Radio 1, I don't like it so much, although I think Chris Mills is a very funny guy, and Scott Mills is very good at what he does.
And the beauty of it is, I'll be able to claim travelling expenses going on the train to Redditch.
So you're only saying that because you know Scott Mills. You're his bum chum.
Would I ever?
Right. And Chris Moyles, all you've got to do is record Monday's show and then play it every other day afterwards, because that's all it sounds like.
That's all we do, isn't it?
I tell you what,
No.
Tom and Mel was better doing the breakfast show.
Oh, you're going back some time now, Alan.
I grew up listening to Mayo.
So what are you know, what are you thinking you're going to do your shows on? What's your hook as a presenter? What's your thing?
I was going to call myself the Barmy Brummy.
The Barmy Brummy.
Okay, and what you going to come onto the air and go, I'm the Barbie Brummy, look at me, I'm crazy, or are you actually going to interview people, or you're going to talk about music, or what?
It's going to be mainly music-based, from the 40s to the modern day.
That's lucky.
Wow.
So, but most of my music will come from the 70s and 80s.
From the 40s to the present day.
I think there's just a room for about one track from each decade in a half-hour show, isn't there?
You are squeezing in a lot there.
Well, it depends on what I can fit in.
It's not going to leave a lot for chatting, you know, Alan.
Well, that's why I've got to plan it out and space it out, Alan.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask both you gentlemen and lady for advice.
I think we'll be able to come to you for advice. It sounds like you're going to get a lot more training than most presenters get.
Oh, right. I mean, was it easy for you to get on the radio, Matt?
Say again?
Was it easy for you to get on the radio?
No, it wasn't, no.
Now you know how hard it is for me to... The long road I've got to start on.
No. What you should be saying is now you know how hard it was for me.
Oh,
I already know how hard it is for you.
Well,
pardon?
At least I'm on the first rung of the ladder.
You are.
No, you're taking the ladder out of the back of the van.
Well, at least I'm not making tea.
That's true.
No, you probably will be.
What, making tea?
Yeah, I mean, people start in hospital radio, then they might get offered a job as like a community liaison, which is a guy who goes out and records things like Workplace of the Week and Action Line and all those kind of things, and you'll be making, you know, tea and...
I've looked at the actual studio, it's in a shed.
It's in a shed?
Yeah.
Quality.
A converted shed.
Quality.
Okay, where did you find this advert, Alan?
It was through my employment advisor in Birmingham City Centre.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
And the actual station is next to a police station.
Oh, you keep your filbert clean.
But, and no, they're not going to break in during the show and do a stop check on me.
What?
They're not going to break in during the show and do a stop check on me.
No, you'd hope not. It's only hospital radio,
Because I
Alan.
haven't had a stop check done for a while.
Right, this isn't pirate radio from the 40s, Alan.
No, you're thinking of Radio Caroline.
Wasn't going to say it, but yeah, I was.
And that was on a boat.
Well, it could have been on a boat after the weather yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, no, hang on. Alan, we're going back further than yesterday.
There was flooding yesterday.
Okay, I give up.
I was going to say, I think we've done that long enough, haven't we? That's cool, though. It's good for Alan.
Yeah,
you know.
well, hey, I never went to hospital radio.
I
Couldn't
did.
stand the smell.
I did one night on hospital radio.
Yeah?
Realised it was depressing as hell.
Yeah.
because a lot of the stuff we played was on vinyl, and it was show tunes.
Oh, God, for the old uns.
And I tell you what, if there had been a scalpel on hand...
This one goes out to Gladys and her lumbago in Ward 5.
Yes. Oh, God, it was
I think they're just getting rid of vinyl now, aren't they?
No.
Hospital radio.
Oh, hospital radio, I see what you mean. I thought you meant generally the industry. Hospital radio.
So you never did it?
No.
V?
Nearly.
Nearly?
I was due to start.
Right.
And then...
what happened?
I didn't need it.
You didn't need it.
But I'm still on the mailing list.
Oh, I see.
So I still get copied in on emails, but I get ones through like, has anybody got a stall that we can use for the record room so that short people can reach the records on the top shelf?
And what would somebody's human waste do to help them with that?
Surely that would be a slipping hazard, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, yeah. And it'd have to be left to dry in order to be able to get any height, because otherwise you'd stand on it and it's just go...
Very true.
And we are still running out of playlists. Can each presenter ensure that they print off a playlist every time they come into the studio?
Wow.
What?
It's quite interesting. I still keep them, and
they're quite good, actually.
I still
bring
read
them in. Fiona's hospital radio emails.
They are quite interesting.
Hospital radio is full of terribly bad jocks, isn't it? They're absolutely awful. They're learning their trade. They're brand new. They're learning their trade, or they're doing it for a hobby. But it's
yeah. But the thing is,
that's only slightly patronising.
No, but that's the whole point of it, isn't it? That's why hospital radio is there, to go and learn your trade. So yes, you're going to go in, you're going to start off crap, and by the time you're any good, you're going to leave and go to a commercial station. So they've constantly got rubbish.
Yeah, it's where you learn your trade.
It needs to be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
But I have to say, whenever I've been in hospital, the last thing I want to do is listen to hospital radio.
Exactly.
So, have you ever been in hospital?
Yeah, but not for any length of time other than when I was born.
Right. So you've never listened to hospital radio?
Although I did spend 3 hours in a neck brace once, unable to move, thinking I was paralysed while I had x-rays on a sweaty plastic bed.
So your priority wasn't to listen to hospital radio?
No.
No.
I didn't get up in the morning and think, what am I going to do today? I know, let's tune into Leicester NHS FM.
So I just wonder how many people do actually listen.
It's a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, there are these people who are injured, going to have operations, or terminally ill, and the last thing they want is a bad jock waffling down their ear, playing really bad tunes.
Yeah.
Good luck, Alan.
Yeah, cheers, Alan. Nice one.
Here's one for the maternity ward. It's Bob Marley, No Woman, No Cry.
Cheers. Mistaken identity. Yours was in a pub.
Mine was in the oyster catcher down
Oyster
there.
catcher, yeah.
Yeah, just walking outside on the back.
Studio D.
Hi, Jamie. Not Jamie. Hug you anyway.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah. That was my mistaken identity. We'll get to some more of your emails just after 8 o'clock with the first hour almost down. I think everything's pretty much set up. So we'll get to some of your emails. We're going to start interviewing some people. We'll probably do Charles Walker about 20 past 8. The co-author of The Demonic Connection and one of Britain's leading occult investigators. We'll talk to him about 20 past 8, between 8 and 20 past. We'll do a couple of emails and we'll keep rambling. And of course, we'll take your contributions, be they sensical or none. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Hello on Skype. Hello?
Wednesday.
Oh, brilliant.
So Wednesday.
Well, this is all to do with
this Hadron Collider?
The Hadron Collider.
Oh, right.
Which is going to be smashing atoms at a god-awful rate of speed and examining the matter. But when you smash atoms together, an inevitable side effect of that is you create tiny little black holes. And scientists are predicting that this is going to be great for modern science. We'll find out what caused the Big Bang, what happened when the Earth was made. Idiots are predicting that black holes are going to swallow the world up.
Right, okay. How do you know a black hole is created when you smash atoms together?
I don't. Scientists do.
How do they know this?
I don't know.
You know.
Black holes, tiny little black holes are occurring all the time. They just appear and disappear.
Just
just like that, yeah.
Okay.
But these black holes will be tiny. But
Right.
what some people are worried about is if you're smashing lots of atoms together, these black holes might join together and make a bigger black hole. That was me slapping my hands, by the way.
That's nonsense, though, isn't it? Surely the idea of smashing atoms together and creating a black hole, however big it may be, surely that's just nonsense.
What, the idea or the black holes?
The fact that these people believe this.
No, it's true. Scientific fact.
I've never seen one. Same as they say...
I've never seen a black hole.
Same as they say, oh, all this dark matter. Where is it? I don't know, it's just dark. Can't see it. All right, okay.
Surely if it was dark...
How do we know it exists?
So, no, what we need for that is a white background.
It's nonsense, isn't it? You know, there's a white background there, look.
How do you find dark matter? Put a white background.
There you are, look. You got white back... There you go. Don't see no dark matter there, do you?
No.
It's nonsense.
This is space, isn't it, dark matter? Does it matter?
Exactly, it doesn't. You've got all these scientists sitting around, sort of... I think if we smash some atoms
I think you'll find Stephen Hawking can't actually physically go.
No, he gets his nurse to do it.
As it's his idea.
He just...
Is it his idea, is it?
Basically, his theory is that of string theory, that's what it's called, and I'm not going to go into it again because I mentioned it on too many shows.
What is this wasting sort of disease that he's got? How come it
only neurone disease?
How come it only affects the way he is physically and not his mind? How do we not know that as he's wasting away and deteriorating, his mind isn't going as well? Because he's still churning out all these theories. How do we know any of this is real and it's just not gibberish?
I think his mind probably is going as well to some extent.
So how come we're still taking what he's saying as read?
I think I'm not taking it as read, but you have to say most of the stuff he's theorised with before has been proven by science.
Has it then?
Yeah.
Or is it just theories?
No. He's had theories that have been proven by science, and his big theory at the minute is string theory, which is...
Give me one of the others that's been proven.
I don't know. I've not researched it, but I know he has because I've heard someone say it.
You can't say... Well, somebody said it,
so
it
in
must
an
be
interview
true.
During a thing, I watched a thing on string theory.
Right.
Which is going to prove... And this is his theory,
Go
right?
on, yes.
Before they even started building the Hadron Collider, his theory, the reason, pretty much one of the reasons...
Go on!
Is that other dimensions exist, and if you can prove that gravity is not a static force, because gravity is such a weak force, because if it was a strong force, we'd all be flattened dead.
That's right. Well, it depends on what planet you're on.
If you can prove that gravity is not a static force,
Yeah.
as in it moves as per atom as opposed to as per planet, then that can prove that there could be another dimension within our own, etc., etc.
How much weed has this man been smoking to come up with a theory like that?
I don't know.
Do you know?
But I'm confident they're about to prove him right.
I don't know about that.
But some people are saying, okay, you're going to create black holes, the world's going to end. Some people are saying black holes are created all the time and they're so tiny it's not going to make a difference. Some people are saying it could take a black hole 4 years to eat the Earth. So I'm wondering how that would look. There's a black hole creeping up the road slightly, you know, sort of like
Imagine
day by day, and there's nothing in it, you can't see it.
How would that look?
It'd be like, you know, people used to think the world was flat before they proved it was round.
Yeah.
So the black hole would be eating away a part of it. So does that mean there would be an edge of the world?
Possibly. Who knows?
Who knows?
Here at Play Radio UK, we're dedicated to providing you with a fully interactive website and music service. Choose from 11 stations playing all kinds of music 24 hours a day. While away the hours with loads of games in the playground. Interact with other users and find answers to all your technical problems in the forums. Find out who's on when, what we're up to and what we look like. Although some of us are more photogenic than others. PlayRadioUK.com. Internet radio, your way. The National Internet Radio Awards 2008 have landed. And Play Radio needs your help. Play 2 UK has been nominated for a top award, and we want you to help us show the world why we're leading the way in the future of radio broadcasting. Only your vote will help us win this award, and voting could not be easier. All you have to do is click on the Vote For Us banner on the Play Radio homepage. Votes are limited to one a week, so don't be shy. Vote for us every time you check back into our website, Play 2 UK and the Internet Radio Awards 2008. Vote now and be part of our future. Broadcasting live to the UK. News, information, entertainment and the best music from the past 40 years. This is Play 2 UK. This is not the Tommy Boyd Show with Stu and Matt on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
I do.
Yeah.
I understood all of it. I'm like that. Hang on.
You would, wouldn't you?
Oh no, I understand the theory behind it. I just don't see how it's going to work.
Ooh.
He's got Wikipedia up.
I've got Wikipedia up. We're going to do some emails. We've had some. We wanted to talk about mistaken identity and crazy relatives. We've got a couple. I've got a great one here, which I'm going to read out for you from Paul. I'll do that short. Look, look. Basically, here you go. Look, science creates black holes. There you go. Point proven. Thank you.
That doesn't prove it. See, you say, and they say, that if you smash two atoms, it creates a black hole.
Some might say.
But you've also said that they've never actually done it yet. September the 9th is when they're going to do it, yes? For the first time, yes?
I believe so. Now, this bit is where mine...
So they think that a black hole is created when atoms are smashed. They don't actually know, because they've never done it.
No, they have exploded atoms before.
Right.
The atomic bomb.
Right.
Right,
did a black hole appear?
I presume
no!
So. They destroyed it. How do you know? Were you there?
Is it still there now?
I don't know.
When they exploded this supposed atomic bomb, is this the one under the sea that's also been proved to be fake?
It's not been proven to be fake, though, has it?
You look like balls to me. Surely if there was a black hole there, surely the seas would have drained like a huge plug hole. But it didn't.
No.
So there was no black hole?
Because the black hole was so tiny, it appeared and then disappeared at the same time.
Huge bomb like that, and it didn't create a large black hole.
Well,
at least as big as
atom.
As big as, say...
You know, I wish I was a scientist, and I wish I could give you the background information. I can only give you what I know, and I believe...
I don't buy it, and I think that Stephen Hawking's ain't all he's cracked up to be.
And on September the 9th, when they launched the Hadron Collider, and they collide their first pair of atoms...
Yes.
You will be proven wrong.
I would like to be proven wrong, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if this planet does start melting down and we start getting sucked into a black hole...
I don't think
I'll hold my hands up and say sorry.
I don't think we will. Right. I think tiny little black holes will be made... They will appear, and they will disappear at the same rate they appeared. That quick, it'll be over, no worry. Alright?
What's the point in doing it, then?
To examine...
Who's pumping money into this exercise?
Oh, the whole of Europe.
Why?
Because...
There's a black hole. Where is it? You missed it. It was so quick.
Because, for years, we've wanted to know how and why the world was created, and this is going to hopefully tell us. Hello on the phone.
You know what? Right. Terrible list, you know. Absolutely terrible list.
Cheers.
What was that?
Dunno. But yeah, I don't buy this atom stuff.
Somebody says September the 10th that it actually gets launched. I'll
tell you what, though, about Stephen Hawking. He's always smiling. Have you noticed?
He is, isn't he? We have Christopher from West Wickham on Skype. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Matt.
Yo.
Hello, Arron.
Yo.
Hello, Fiona.
Hey.
Hello.
Did I get it right?
You did. Well done.
Okay, good. Matt, you got something wrong.
Oh, I got... Well, you know.
Just one thing?
Go on.
Well, the atomic bomb was not when they crashed two atoms together, it's when they split one atom.
That's what I said.
And the bomb was created out of the energy that comes from splitting an atom.
I just said
No, you said it was coming from when you bounced two atoms together.
No, I didn't. I did say split the atom, did I not?
I don't know. I think I might side with Chris on this one.
No, you check the podcast. I am 100% sure they split the atom is what I said.
Okay.
We'll check the paper.
Would that not create a black hole?
But you're quite right. I mean, yes, if I said they collided two to make the atom bomb explode, then I would be wrong. And I know that. So if I said that, apologies. But I think if you check the podcast, you'll find I actually said split the atom.
Okay. I'm sure I can do that and get back to you later on this week.
Excellent, Chris.
Sorry, I just wanted to say.
After you.
Thanks
please.
very much. Christopher, what do you make of all this banging the atoms together, black hole shenanigans?
I couldn't give a stuff. I really couldn't. I mean, what do we need it for?
Exactly.
And you know what? So what if the world ends? You know, I'm going to die anyway at some point, whether it be today, tomorrow, in 50 years, or whenever.
Yep. Well, it's been great speaking to you. It's really lifted the mood.
Wouldn't you like to know how the Big Bang happened, how this world was started, Chris?
No.
Really, why?
What relevance has that got to anybody?
Well, it's got relevance to every one of us because we all walk this planet.
It hasn't. Not knowing everything. You know, if you know everything there is to know about everything, then what's the point? You know, why do we have to know everything?
Well, knowledge
why
is power.
can't some things be a mystery?
The politicians, the big players around the world, politics, will be looking at this going, you know, knowledge is power. We can find out. We can tell you this. We can tell you that. You know, etc., etc.
How is that going to be a good thing? Then?
No doubt, a black hole tax will come out of this or something.
Yeah, I mean, how by knowing how the Earth was formed, how is that going to benefit anybody in any way?
Well, it could disprove all religion and therefore stop a lot of wars.
Well, no, it won't.
Why?
because it doesn't matter what you say or what you prove, those people who believe in their religion strongly will still believe it no matter what you say.
But if they can prove without a shadow of a doubt that God didn't start the world and it was started through atoms colliding, or however it was started, if they can prove without a shadow of a doubt, it then means that the law can say religion is wrong and illegal.
Well, it's not illegal, is it? It's a belief. You can believe anything you want. I could say, I believe there's a big pink bunny rabbit stood behind you right now.
You could do.
You could say, no, there isn't.
My phone on the
Doesn't make it illegal.
I put my phone on the floor, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how it got there, yeah?
I haven't got a clue.
You don't know how the phone got there, right?
Yeah.
You could guess that fairies put it there, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? But if I came to you and said, I put that phone there,
yeah,
would you then go, I don't believe you, I think it was fairies?
No.
There you go.
I would, as
very
a
tenuous, but it's point proven.
As a rational person, I would go with the one that would make more sense.
The one that would make more sense.
I.e., you put it there.
Christopher, you still there?
Yeah, I am.
You strike me as the kind of guy that has a few crazy relatives.
Yes, actually, I am, yeah.
Let's hear them.
Well, there's my grandmother who lives in Tenerife.
Whoa, that is crazy.
Who owns 19 cars.
Eh?
Why does she own 19 cars?
Well, she owns a rent-a-car company.
That's not crazy, that's clever.
That's not so crazy now, no, it is.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, there is some...
Does she crap into her commode at the dinner table?
No, that's my other grandmother, but that's I don't really like to talk of her like that, really.
Right. Does your grandma in Tenerife, does she still, at this tender age, go down to the beach and get a babs out?
Good Lord, no.
They're less, I imagine they're less baps, more deflated balloons these days. No offence meant, Chris.
Well, she's a huge woman, actually.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
They may not be as perky as once they were.
Indeed.
Let's not talk about it like that.
Okay.
Let's talk about his grand's baps.
No, what about mistaken identity, Chris?
Well, as you know, many people have come on this radio station and impersonated me, and, you know, sometimes they've been taken seriously.
Really?
And sometimes, yeah.
All right. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah, you obviously don't listen to Mike Mendoza.
You've caught me there. You've caught me out. No, I don't. Sorry, Mike. And what do they say? Do they come on and slur your good name?
They come and go, hi, I'm Christopher from West Wickham, I've got nothing to say, this is really boring.
Seriously?
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah, they're pretty accurate, actually.
Even if you do say so yourself. Chris, thank you very much for your call. Are you going to be emailing us some questions for Keith Mann, Imbal or Charles Walker?
Who?
Yeah, exactly, that's brilliant, thank you very much.
Nice.
That's Chris from West Wickham. He Skyped. You can Skype, play.radio.uk. You can call 01243 55 60 60. We run a straight-to-air policy on this show. And you can email studio@playradiouk.com. A few minutes' time, we're going to talk to Charles Walker, co-author of The Demonic Connection and one of Britain's leading occult investigators, especially in Clapham Wood, which is down here sort of around the south of the country. We're going to be talking to him about what he knows, what he thinks he knows, because we all know I'm a bit of a sceptic about all this stuff. We went on the ghost hunts. We did it with you before, Aaron. I don't believe a word of it.
I would actually like very much to take you for the Halloween special of NTTBS to a camp out at Clapham Wood.
Excellent. That sounds like great fun. We can get drunk, smoke all kind of witchy
supposedly
stuff.
haunted by plague victims.
Really?
There are plague pits up there, yeah. Apparently the woods are where the original village were.
I mean, a lot of people say the plague wasn't that popular, but I disagree. Everyone had it. Leslie!
I'm just checking the Skype connection.
It's loud.
Okay, 1212, thank you very much. We've got somebody on the phone. Hello on the phone.
Hello there.
Hello.
What, you're not announcing callers anymore, not saying good evening?
Good evening.
I said hello on the phone, didn't I?
No, you didn't come out of this end. You were too quick on the fingers, Mr. Hollick.
Oh, I've heard that said before.
Well, I'm not commenting on that one.
No.
No. Religion being banned and being called illegal, that's a good one, Matt.
Yeah.
You've been spending far too much time with Mr. Whale, haven't you?
Oh, I just thought it was good to throw it out there. It's obviously worked.
Throw it out there.
Yeah.
Once again, hospital radio coming back into the forefront.
We all know you like your church, Gary.
That's right.
Yes, but what would... I mean, you're a believer, yeah?
Correct.
So what if they prove without a shadow of a doubt that there's no way God could have made this earth?
well, I would still stand by my faith and say, if you're telling me that two atoms colliding together created the world, who put the two atoms in the world?
Oh, you see, it's an argument you're never going to win, isn't it?
Well, exactly. The only way we're ever going to win the argument is when you get to the end of the world and I'm in heaven laughing down at you and you're in hell.
Where would heaven be?
Well, there's a very metaphysical question for about 8:10 on a Sunday night.
It is.
It is. I don't have an answer for you.
I would like to know where religious people believe heaven to be.
'Cause
they always point up.
Well, that's a kind of very simplistic. There, heaven is up, hell is down, opposites.
Yeah.
You know, up being good, down being bad, as a kind of way of doing it. But I don't really think it matters.
No.
Where heaven is, I think it's one of those questions that doesn't actually have any kind of interest or merit to the topic.
So you don't think that you'll die and that's it? You think you'll have a spirit that goes?
No, I don't think that. I don't believe that I'll die and that's it.
I think the spirit of John Peel would, have
well,
something
there you
to say
go.
on this.
There's proof in itself. The spirit of John Peel. Thank you for your call, Gary. Hello on the phone.
You know what?
What?
The song's on. Do you want me to tell you what I've been up to all weekend? Getting pissed. Ha 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 ha. Fucking great. Ha ha ha. Fucking smashing. Ha ha.
I wonder what he's been up to this weekend. Never got the chance to ask him.
I think there may have been a few beverages.
Probably. It's the weekend, isn't it? Somebody sent us this for Hospital Radio.
Live on a Saturday. Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, 1962. I don't normally do this on a Saturday.
Don't know.
Hospital Radio. Gloucestershire.
Not really coming across very well, is it? You can email us stuff, studio@playradiouk.com. We've got some emails to go through. Right, I said we'd go through some emails, so let's go through some emails. That's too long. I'm not even reading that one. That's so long. Oh, my God. That's 2 pages. My dad likes to mow lawns. At the last count, he's mowing his own lawn.
Put your mic up. All the way to the top, please. Let's have some professionalism.
We're talking about crazy relatives. Studio@playradiouk.com. This one's from Paul. My dad likes to mow lawns. At the last count, he's mowing his own lawn, his mother-in-law's lawn, his sister's lawn, his sister's neighbour's lawn, the lawn at the place my parents own and rent out, the lawn at the house next door to the place my parents own and rent out, the lawn at the pub in the next village, the lawn at the office of the firm he used to work for, and his godfather's lawn. During the summer, he mows these twice a week each. That's a full working day of mowing every week, by my reckoning. Someone once sold him a car worth about £5,000 for a tenner, on the understanding that he'd do some mowing for the seller. The seller failed to realise he'd have done the mowing anyway. The man just loves to mow.
Nothing to do with the fact that he's a peeping Tom.
Well, I wouldn't accuse Paul Dan of being a peeping Tom.
Perhaps he finds it therapeutic, all that mowing.
Maybe.
I think men do, don't they? Men do those kind of things, you know?
You're very naive. I think men would rather do other things that were therapeutic than mow.
No, it's an excuse to disappear up the garden, isn't it? You know?
Again, if they've got a shed, I'm not sure that mowing is what's going on in there.
No, indeed. Okay, we've got a couple of emails. Will says, where's the fat man tonight? Aaron's here. Stu's waving goodbye to a very good friend, a dear friend, his closest friend who's moving to Dubai. He helped him move out last week, and he...
Dubai, bye, baby, baby, Dubai.
Baby, Dubai. That's very good. We've got a question for Charles Walker, which has been emailed through, which we will hold, although... Blimey, no. Steve, thank you very much for the Hospital Radio clip in honour of Alan's new gig. I think you have to play some of this. Ivan Brackenbury's Disease Hour. That's what we were listening to, apparently.
I like that. It's funny.
And Mick says, hi, how come there's no new podcasts of Mike Mendoza or James Whale? I can give you a technical answer on this, but I will just tell you there will be, but the storage facility that stores every minute of every day of output on Play Radio is now full. In order to empty that, unfortunately, we have to take a station off air. So it's one of those things that's got to be done overnight. But I am collating the audio elsewhere, and I will get Mike's Mendoza's podcasts up. It might not happen until, Wednesday. It might even be next week. But the back catalogue of podcasts will appear the minute we can sort this problem out. this issue.
The problem being Matt needing to, in a technical manner, pull, technically, his finger out.
Is that a case
And
of
get on with it.
Matt the Slack again, is it?
No, it's not actually. I just told you. Okay. The archive stream logger has reached complete capacity, and I can't delete any of the old files that I've already archived onto the external hard drive because it won't grant me access because it's currently still in use. So while we're still archiving log files to the archive stream logger, it won't let me delete anything because it's still in use. So we have to stop the archiving. The only way we can stop the archiving is by stopping the main root stream.
Because it can't take no more.
Oh, as simple as that? Oh, fair enough.
Thank you. I forgot it was that simple. I said that in the first place. 01243 55 60 60 is our phone number. Call it. 01243 55 60 60. Call it and do what you like. We don't care. Studio at playradiouk.com and Skype play.radio.uk. Crazy relatives, mistaken identity, and some interview stuff.
I've got a mistaken identity story for you. When I was at school, there was this girl I used to fancy from a neighbouring school. I used to go up, cycle up and up to her house and hang around with her in the evenings, and apparently she liked another lad that was also called Arron. I'm sat with her one night on a bench, we're chatting, and I hear somebody walk up behind us. It's her boyfriend. Mistaking me for the other Arron she actually likes, he smacked me in the eye. And I had a black eye for a week.
Wow.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
Actually, I've got another case of mistaken identity.
Go on.
Oh, God, you just reminded me. Old friend of mine, I'll call him Greg for this story.
Does he own a pasty shop?
No.
Okay.
Good guess, though.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's actually a haberdashery shop.
Oh, right.
When this happened when we were about 13, 14, and at that age we were both the tallest people in our year. We both had bright blonde hair. We were both really skinny, and we were walking up from my parents' house, and he walked by one of the cars at the top of the road and whacked the wing mirror with his arm, knocking it clean off. We all legged it. About 2 weeks later, we were in the local working men's club for one of the England World Cup matches at that time, and we were in there, and somebody came up to me and started on me because they thought it was me that smashed the wing mirror. There you go.
I see, because you were both tall, gangly and blonde.
Yeah. Hello on the phone.
Wake and Scott from the dead, please, because he's not happening. I wonder where he is, because we haven't heard him on tonight, so can we get him on the air, please?
Who?
Scott.
Who?
Scott. He's a mate of mine.
He's a mate of yours?
He's actually sound. He's funny as fuck, he is.
Is he?
Absolutely, he is.
What is this, mates radio now?
Pardon?
This mates radio now? Are there any other mates that are missing tonight for you?
No, just Scott.
Just Scott?
Just Scott. And tell him it all boils down to bastards.
It all boils down to bastards?
It does indeed.
Okay. Have you ever been mistaken for anybody?
No.
Got any crazy relatives?
I haven't got crazy relatives, but I've got crazy mates.
Go on then. Is Scott one of them?
Oh, I suppose he falls into that category, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Hello on the phone. Hello.
Oh, yeah, you're through to Grimsby FM. We're from the Humber to the Fish Dogs 24 hours a day for Grimsby.
That was terrible.
No,
nice effort.
It was an effort.
It was an effort. It's a nice effort. If you want to try stuff like that, our phone number is 01243 55 60 60. Okay, right, let's have a couple of emails. Have we got some off?
Yes, certainly have.
I've been printing them off.
Okay.
Go on then.
It's an essay, but shall I begin? Okay. Some years ago, I was sitting in McDonald's with my friend and his girlfriend enjoying a Big Mac meal and chatting leisurely about quantum physics, as you do. Just like us, eh?
Yeah.
Suddenly from behind me, a shrill voice exclaimed the immortal words, "Take that, Shane!" and proceeded to tip an extra large bucket of Fanta over my head.
Cool.
Now, my name's not Shane. As the ice dripped slowly down my spine and sticky orange fizz beaded from my hair into my food, I turned around to a face triumphant looking 13-year-old. Anyway, and her spotty accomplice chortling at me.
Chortle.
"What in the name of hamburglers are you playing at?" I politely inquired. As she realised her blunder, and that I was not, in fact, Shane, her face contorted into some awful little piggy fizzgog, and she replied, "Oh, sod off." Yes, dear readers, that was her apology.
All right, that's fair enough.
That was mistaken identity.
It was, yes.
Well, it's kind of like the same one I've had and the same one you've had, you know. Someone comes up, squares up to you and starts something. And it wasn't...
be starting something.
Absolutely nothing to do with you, you know. You get stuck in the middle.
01243 55 60 60 is the number. Play.radio.uk on the Skype, and the email is studio@playradiouk.com. And you can watch and listen at nttbs.com. Click watch. We'll be back calling somebody called Charles Walker.
Missed anything?
Hello, my name's John Archer. Hello, this is Chris Tarrant. Hello there, this is Sean Williamson.
Hi, this is Scott Gorham from Tin Lizzy.
With the legendary David Coverdale of Whitesnake. Good evening.
Not the Tommy Boyd Show. Big in Japan.
There's actually something about, I think, tyrannical leadership that keeps you looking young. I mean, Saddam didn't look as old as he was, did he?
James Whale.
The legendary Aaron Barr Show.
PlayRadioUK.com/podcast.
PlayRadioUK.com/podcast.
Missed anything? Then go to playradiouk.com/podcast.
If you want to increase your profits, go the extra mile for your customers, and bring loyalty to your business, then you need Play in Store. In-house or online, Play in Store is your personal, made-to-measure music and marketing tool. As part of the Play Radio Network, we are experts at creating the perfect radio station for your customers, in turn delivering an increase in sales, staff morale and brand awareness. Go to playinstore.co.uk.
It's not the Tommy Boyd Show with Matt and Stu, only on Play 2 UK. Beware, the contents of this show may offend.
Okay, 01243 55 60 60, studio@playradiouk.com and play.radio.uk on Skype. They're the contact avenues for this evening. In a minute we're going to call Charles Walker, co-author of The Demonic Connection and one of Britain's leading occult investigators, because we're doing a bit of witchcrafty kind of weirdy stuff and etc, etc. And then after 9 o'clock we're going to switch from witchcraft to, well, terrorism, as I like to call it.
Yeah, why not?
Indeed. I was going to ask you something then, I've completely forgot what it was. Okay, right, I'm going to phone Charles. Oh, we'll do this. Oh, 1243 55 60 60 is the phone number. You can email us studio@playradiouk.com, and you can Skype play.radio.uk. We're sort of dealing, in short, a bit with witchcraft tonight. We're going to be speaking to what I believe is a white witch in about 20 minutes' time. But first on the phone, we've got somebody who is the co-author of The Demonic Connection and also one of Britain's leading occult investigators, Charles Walker. Good evening, Charles.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. We've got particular interest, Charles, because you focus most of your studies and investigations on Clapham Wood, which isn't too far away from where we're based.
Yes, that's true, that's right, yep.
Could you just give us an insight into, you know, your book, The Demonic Connection, and what it is you do, and what you found? Just sort of sum yourself up in a paragraph for me.
Yeah, fine. Well, I mean, the Demonic Connection basically is about the some of the very strange things that have been going on in Clapham Woods, involving animals being used as sacrifices in sort of dark rituals. It all came about in the late 60s, actually, and I've sort of been working on it from there, following up the various reports and keeping an eye on the area.
So you say various reports. What kind of things have been reported to you?
Well, the whole thing, actually, the thing initially started with two types of reports. One, it was of interest on the side of the UFO sightings, which is something that wasn't actually connected with what's going on, and also it was the loss of a number of dogs.
Right.
And, I mean, it's a woodland. Dogs wander off, but these were permanently disappearing, and there was no indication of kidnapping for furs or anything like that at the time.
Right. So you're basically saying that occult members were kidnapping dogs?
That's what it turned out to be, yes.
For what means?
Well, the group concerned worshipped the goddess Hecate. And going back into sort of the Greek religion and that sort of thing, where that one of the things was that dogs were sacrificed in her honour at crossroads.
Right.
And there was a crossroads in the wood, in Clapham Wood, where most of these dogs went missing. And that's what sort of indicated that something funny might be going on.
Right, I see. There's no Chinese restaurants located nearby?
No.
Right.
No, I mean, we obviously we checked it out as far as just dog napping's concerned. It's been done for pelts and all sorts of things. Still is, unfortunately. But nothing like that, no.
Now, tell me about the painting of the devil, which I know I haven't read your book, I do apologise, but...
No.
It centres mainly around this painting of a devil, doesn't it?
Yes, what's called the demonic mural, yeah.
Right.
Which is a fiery, sort of a goddess-looking figure, which was painted on the wall of an outbuilding of what was then a deserted house.
Right.
And that, I was told that there was something like, some indication of an occult connection. Not exactly what the picture was. So I decided to go up there and investigate, have a look round, and I managed to get the picture of it before I was chased off.
So you actually got a picture of it before somebody chased you off, so is the painting still there?
No. Very, very soon after that, it was got rid of.
Gotten rid of what, by human intervention?
Washed over, yeah.
Right, okay. So what's so significant about this painting?
Well, the painting, we think, was probably their representation of the goddess Hecate as the way they saw it.
Right.
And that outbuilding was used as a sort of a ritual centre, almost like a temple, you might say,
right.
where they were doing rituals and such like.
Now, I also noticed that you've actually been sort of in liaison with some of these people from the cults.
Well, I had a meeting, that was in November 1978. I received a call asking me to meet somebody up at Clapham Wood.
Right.
Which, after some consideration and thought I did actually do, I went up there, and it was actually at that meeting, although I never saw the person, that I was given information regarding this particular group, and one or two little bits and pieces I could follow up and where things were going to be found, and took it from there. I got quite a bit of information from that person, actually.
Right, but you never met them?
No, I never actually saw them. I was... we met up in the woods. It's one of these sort of things you've seen.
It's very Da Vinci Code.
Yes, behind a bush and don't move, don't turn round, that sort of thing.
Right, okay. Is this still going on, this kind of stuff?
It is still going on, yes, yeah. I think it's probably to a slightly lesser degree, but, I mean, having said that, about, what are we doing now, about 2.5 years ago, we found a complete dog skeleton in one of the areas that we know had been used. The bones were completely clean, and they'd been laid out on the ground to form the dog, and all the bones in the right place, you know what I mean? It's not just a dog that had died there and it rotted, and it had actually been placed there.
Sure, okay. Well, I'll tell you my angle on all this, Charles.
Yep.
I'm a bit of a sceptic, and I don't really believe that all of this actually sort of goes on, the whole dog napping and things like that. I mean, isn't it possible that somebody in that area could have decided that dogs were a bit of a pest, or that it was kids with air rifles? It seems very easy to just say, oh, there's a load of disappearing dogs, let's blame it on a cult.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, one of the things we obviously, because there's farming in that sort of area as well, was to check that side out. I mean, it could have been farmers or gamekeepers or anything sort of getting rid of the dogs, but as far as any shooting is concerned, at the time the dogs went missing, not a sound of any shooting. And it's not in an area where you would normally do shooting anyway.
But is it in an area where somebody would have heard somebody shooting a dog? I mean, if it's in the middle of a wood?
Oh, you would have heard it. Definitely would have heard it. Yeah. I mean, some of the area that has now been sort of taken over, they do paintballing and BB gun shooting and all that sort of thing. And even with that, you can hear it going on.
Right.
So you know when that sort of thing's happening. I don't think any of the dog owners would have missed hearing a gunshot and worry about the dogs.
Okay. So, is it then not possible that this painting of the devil could have just been the work of a couple of graffiti artist kids?
Oh, I suppose it's possible. It was very well done, though. You need to probably see the picture in the book or on It is on the net in colour. It was very well done. If it was done, you know, they deserved paying for it because it was very well done.
It was featured in a BBC documentary on witchcraft, wasn't it? A 70s documentary.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of been rumoured that it was painted for that documentary.
No.
See, I'm slightly worried that, Charles, that you've based, you know, the last 30-odd years on investigating something off the back of a painting that anybody could have done, and off the fact that a few dogs have disappeared in a wood where a few pagan rituals happen.
Well, no, I know pagan rituals go on, but we're not talking witchcraft here. I mean, if it was witches don't do that sort of thing, as any witch, and I think you've got a witch coming on.
Yes, we have, yeah.
Witches don't do that sort of thing at all. Sacrifice doesn't come into it. So, no, it wouldn't have been anything like that.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, we've checked with a lot of the villagers around the area too, and they were all a bit sort of dubious about what was going on. They didn't like it at all.
Right.
Obviously, they've been keeping an eye, and they've always kept an eye on the area. It's a village sort of on the road to nowhere. It's on its own. It's a very close-knit community there.
Okay, so you've kind of, let's say, outed the occult. Were you not worried when you started investigating this if they were sacrificing dogs and they were that serious about it, they might decide they want to sacrifice you?
It was always a problem, but I was never working on it alone. There was always somebody else with me. But I mean, having said that, a few years ago, I was stopped in the centre of town by a person with a gun. The incident was reported to the police, telling me to sort of leave it out or else.
Really?
Yep. And I did report that to the police, and I think that's been noted on the net as well. So, I mean, they were sort of serious, I think.
So where else and what else do you investigate then?
Well, anything to do with the paranormal and the occult. I mean, we've also concentrated on Chanctonbury Ring, incidents that have gone on there, if you're talking local in the Sussex area.
Right.
Also areas such as the West Kennet Long Barrow, near Marlborough.
Is this not just a figment of your imagination? I mean, taking midnight walks through woods, you're bound to meet some crazy people and maybe hear the odd crazy sound?
Yep. Oh, you do at night, but we're not always talking about at night. This is not just sort of going out after dark, poking around, and you hear all sorts of noises at night. Everybody should know that, and your imagination can run away if you're not careful. I mean, no, we're finding things during the day.
Right.
We're not just going out poking around at night. No, you don't have to do that to see what's going on.
I just find all of this a bit strange.
A lot of people do. A lot of people. I don't blame them either. I mean, you've got to see it for yourself on site at the time, that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of this devil that was painted, and to be honest, you know, my 4-year-old niece could paint that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's your opinion, but it was not very many people's opinion at the time, and the people within the sort of occult investigation circles I've shown, no.
I'm just thinking it doesn't look very demonic from where I'm sitting.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, well, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, obviously.
They certainly are, and they can gather that opinion by going where, Charles?
Well, I mean, if you want to look at it on the net, you go onto the Occult and Paranormal website, all my materials there, the MSN group. If you can't get it by typing Occult and Paranormal, if you just typed in my name, you will come across it, and all the information is there.
Charles Walker, co-author of The Demonic Connection and one of Britain's leading occult investigators, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Play Radio UK have teamed up with Virgin Wines to offer you the chance to get £20 off a fine selection of wines and champagnes. For more details, click on the banner or go to playradiouk.com/virginwines.
What is she like, eh?
Yeah, she's mad, isn't she?
Yeah, always on for a laugh when we go on holiday. I didn't think she'd actually do it, though, did you?
No way.
So how much did they say the hospital bill was going to be? I don't understand Spanish.
About 15 grand.
Right. Hello, Mrs. Draper, it's Stacey. It's about Vicky. She had an accident in the hotel. She should be okay, but there's going to be a big bill from the hospital. You know that car Mr. Draper was thinking about?
It can be a real problem if things go wrong on holiday, and an expensive one too. So if you're going on holiday with your mates this year, make sure you know about everything you need before you go. Visit fco.gov.uk/travel for more information.
For perfect personalised cards for any occasion delivered through the letterbox, go to playradiouk.com/moonpig.
This is not the Tommy Boyd Show with Stu and Matt on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
Charles Walker, co-author of The Demonic Connection, one of Britain's leading occult investigators, with, as far as I'm concerned, a very wishy-washy investigation of the last 30 years over a painting. Which what was the website we were looking at?
That's Black Magic in Clapham. The website is mysteriousbritain.co.uk.
And you can have a look at the thing for yourself. It just looks like a chalk painting that anybody could have done. And I would have expected, you know, for somebody to base 30 or 40 years worth of investigation around occult happenings and sacrificial beliefs, I would expect something a lot more intricate and far more dark than quite a bright chalk scribble on a bit of a wall that, let's face, anyone could have done and was used in a BBC documentary. They could have even planted it.
Interesting, though.
Interesting, yeah. What did you make?
Sorry.
What did you make of him?
Yeah,
He didn't really convince me.
No. I mean, you know, I do think there's something goes on. There's something a bit spooky goes on in these deep, dark woods. And what has happened to those dogs? What do you think?
There is something odd about Clapham Wood. As I was saying before, it is haunted and it has got plague pits and things like that, and people have seen things. People have actually seen a large cat in those woods. It's believed that there is, kind of like, you know, the Beast of Bodmin.
Yeah.
There's supposedly a large black cat, or is it speckled cat, in those woods.
Well, the whole country's meant to be littered in various areas with what they would call what once sort of dignitaries' prized pet belongings of panthers and big cats. Who then the bill was made. It was made illegal for them to have them. So released into the wild, and it's documented that some have adapted and had families and survived.
Exactly. It could have been one of these big cats that's been taking the dogs.
Hello, on the phone.
We'll be on in a bit.
01243 55 60 60 if you want to give us a call. You can email us studio@playradiouk.com, and if you've got Skype, clay.radio.uk, free Skype to Skype calls. Google it if you haven't got it, it's dead easy. Hello?
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 Oh, is that you, Matt?
It is me, Matt.
Right, from the city of Cheers, bud. From the city of Devilment, off the Grand Union Canal, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be, across the nation, across the world. Welcome to Birmingham's very own portal in hyperspace. Boy, oh boy, have I a gymnastic contribution for you today, Matt.
God, I'm looking forward to it already, Chris.
Ta-da!
Fantastic. Okay, so that, from one side of witchcraft and the occult to another, which I'm hoping is slightly more light-hearted. In a few minutes' time, I'm going to call Imbal, who I assume is a white witch, although I haven't been told. I've just been told, call Imbal, she does readings and stuff.
There you go.
There you go. But we are taking your emails and your calls on crazy relatives and also mistaken identity. Now, I did want to read this one out, mistaken identity. It's from Anonymous. I was once studio@playradiouk.com, by the way, on the email, if you want to email any of your mistaken identity questions in. Or, of course, questions for our other guests, which we'll go through in a few minutes. I was once at a foam party at a club in Leeds. As the foam got thicker, I wandered drunkenly further into the depths to see if I could find a bar. As I stood gathering my surroundings and wondering where the hell I was, I felt a pair of hands pull my shorts down a little, shortly followed by my swollen member being thrust into the mouth of a girl who really knew what she was doing. And so, that's where I remained for an undisclosed amount of time, after which she stood up, looking rather pleased with her handiwork, until she realised I wasn't actually her boyfriend who she'd been waiting for, and who had the same excellent taste in shorts as I did.
Nice.
Oh, gotcha. It'd be more, you'd be a bit annoyed if it was a man that got up. Unless you were, you know, there's nothing wrong with men wanting to do that, you know, maybe you are that way inclined, but I would be personally annoyed. In fact, I have to say, would you, as a man, Aaron, in a phone party, shorts down, someone's fiddling and there's a tongue involved, would your first reaction, I know, there's two reactions here, one is like, oh, cool, but wouldn't another reaction be like, whoa, hey, hold a minute?
Is it another man?
You don't know.
You don't know.
It's a phone party and basically you're getting touched up.
You're getting...
Really? There's fellatio.
You're being fellated beneath the foam.
All right.
I would be a little bit... I want to say, all right,
if I'm there,
I'm going to say no.
If it's an 1830 and I'm young, free and single, then I'd be loving it and I'd ask questions later.
There you go. Hello on the phone.
What I want to know is, if we evolved from apes and monkeys, how come we still have monkeys and apes? And how come people in Birmingham haven't even evolved fucking into them yet?
He makes a good point.
He makes a very good point.
Evolution usually, but I'm sure apes, gorillas, they're going to be extinct, aren't they? Before too long.
We keep shooting them and making ashtrays out of them, yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly how it is. Okay, shall we call in Bal?
Yeah.
Shall we get her on the phone? And we'll talk more a bit witchcraft. I mean, we're doing this because, hey, I'm a skeptic, and we did the ghost thing, and it was suggested we do a bit about witchcraft, because there's all this stuff that goes on and stuff where we are. I was quite happy to have people on the phone. I don't believe a word of what they're saying.
And what with the rate of this show, it's only taken about 5 or 6 months to get round to doing witchcraft.
Yes. Indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
All right. So this ghost hunt that happens at Halloween, October, we'll probably be doing sometime in May next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the ghost hunt. She's cute. Let me have a look.
Imbal.com.
Witchcraft. Oh, hi, Imbal. Hi, it's Matt. Are you okay to do this now? We've had 2 minutes to catch your breath.
We are, yes.
Good Lord. Matt's on the phone.
Who's he ringing?
Imbal.
Oh.
Wow, okay, these readings knacker you out then?
She does them on a treadmill.
You get worn out when you do a reading. Or do you do them on a treadmill?
I can't believe you asked her that. She'll hang up on you, you carry on.
Good, okay. Well, Imbal, I'm going to put you through to the desk and we'll announce you to the audience.
All right, here we go then. Best behaviour, everybody.
Best behaviour. Hello, Imbal.
Hello?
Whee!
Are you telling each other to be on your best behaviour for me?
Well, I kind of just called you live on air.
I'm telling them to be on their best behaviour.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Imbal, we've just spoken to Charles Walker.
Who is?
Ah, you see, somebody who's involved in witchery and stuff, doesn't know who he is. You see, I'm even more of a sceptic about his stuff now. He's a co-author of The Demonic Connection. He's one of Britain's leading occult investigators. I think he's just living a lie. But there you go.
That's merely your opinion.
Merely my opinion. And it was an opinion surmised over a 5-minute phone call in Bal, so it's got absolutely no substance whatsoever.
all the same, if you feel like you need to judge him, maybe we want to look into that.
Yeah, I like to judge.
You do, don't you?
I love to judge.
Fair enough. You're Libra.
No, I'm a Capricorn.
Is it? Okay, so...
Is it? You was like a streetwise witch, innit, man?
I'm actually foreign, so I can adopt whatever accent I want and I'll still be foreign. I'm outside of the class system, thank you very much.
Okay, well, Imbal, first of all, let's get some introductions done. I mean, Fiona's here, who I believe you've spoken to, and Arron as well, Aaron's a big investigator into ghost hunting. He's got a book coming out at the end of September called Haunted Chichester.
I looked at his book online. Aaron, very impressed with your book.
Really? Thank you very much.
Well, I really like the cover.
Yes, she's not ready.
Yeah, it's good. Yes.
And I saw that it's sort of one segment of a really big sort of network of books now. So I was even more impressed.
It is. There's quite a big library of these haunted titles. Yeah.
Well, Imbal.
Yes.
Let's get in, because you are the first witch I have spoken to. I've spoken to some people who think they're mediums and some people who think they can see ghosts.
Oh, no, they were witches as well.
They were witches as well. They weren't wearing pointy hats. Do you wear a pointy hat, Imbal?
Very, very rarely.
Do you fly on a broomstick?
No.
Do you have a black cat?
I have a black and white cat and one ginger cat, and I do have a broomstick, but I don't use it for flying. At the moment, it's decorating the bedroom, but what we actually use broomsticks for in a practical sense is for hand fasting. It's for pagan weddings.
Right.
Where the newlywed couple jumps over the broomstick because, without going too much into detail, broomsticks represent the union between male and female. Look at the brush and the stick and really make up your own
You probably know, guys in the studio, what I've made up with that already with the brush and the stick. It's
I
the
know
brush.
it, yeah.
And finally,
I think you got it right.
Imbal, when you scrunch your nose up, does it make this sound?
Not my nose.
No? Oh! Okay, Imbal, you're a witch, yeah?
Yes.
Are you a white witch?
Well, it's a very, very big topic to go into the colours of it. For media purposes, yes, absolutely a white witch. If we're talking as friends, there's no such thing as white witchcraft or black witchcraft, because the word witch in itself, the word Wicca, comes from the word wise. It's an old Anglo-Saxon word. Now, if you're wise, and if you believed, as witches do, that anything you do, good or bad, comes back to you 3 times as much, what would a wise person do? The good or the bad?
Okay, I see. It's like karma.
Yeah.
It's exactly like karma, and any witch, by definition, will be what you would refer to as a white witch. Now, because that's very drawn out, and I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of you are asleep now from the explanation and the science bit, yeah, white witch will have to do.
Okay, fair enough. So,
yeah.
What then is the difference between this Wicca, the good witchcraft, compared to sort of the old traditions of witchcraft? If you go back hundreds of years when they used to stick people on chairs and see if they would float.
That wasn't quite a tradition of witchcraft. That was what the anti-witch brigade actually used. Now, if we're going back to the times of the Witchfinder General and the time where they drowned all these women in Scotland and drowned all these women in Essex,
Hopkins, yeah.
At those times, it was their way of getting any old woman, anyone with a mole, anyone with a cat, killed. And basically the Witchfinder General would have to take, what do you call it? Sorry, I've just come out of 2 readings. I don't remember any English at all. The Witchfinder General would have to take evidence and believe the evidence of anyone that came to him. So, for example, let's say I'm your neighbour and let's say I'm a little noisy or a little smelly. You run off to the Witchfinder General and you say, Inbal's a little noisy, a little smelly, I think she's a witch. The Witchfinder General turns up with all of his general mates at my door, takes me to the lake, ties my thumb to my toe and my toe to my thumb, throws me in the lake and waits to see if I float. If I float, I'm a witch and they hang me. If I don't float, obviously proven innocent, but already dead. That's not exactly black witchcraft. That's, human rights crime.
Never got that. No. Surely once they'd sunk, they'd go, not a witch.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit ridiculous. So whether if you were proven innocent, you were already dead. But
yeah, those dark ages, they weren't so hot for a lot of people.
So basically what's changed with witchcraft now is the understanding.
What changed in witchcraft now is the acceptance. People don't absolutely need to understand us. They don't need to love us, but they need to accept that our religion is as valid as any other religion. And in the same way that you wouldn't say to somebody who's Jewish, I don't think your religion is valid, you can't say it in paganism as well. Now, within Wicca, we're in between, neither here nor there in the UK. We're not exactly got the right sort of status. We haven't got our own box in the census form.
Right.
And in the last census, I think it's only 7,300 people that marked their religion as Wiccan. But in the US, where all things come from, both good and bad, we are already accepted as a religion. That means that if, say, you're in the military, you're allowed to have a Wiccan priest coming to visit you. You're allowed to have a Wiccan pen pal, and they're a little bit in 2 minds whether they're going to allow all the Wiccans to have all the tools of the trade, because some of our tools are, very simple. The incense, not so scary. The wand, a little bit on, hanging in there. But we've also got knives as our tools, which is where they're not so crazy about it in prisons.
I'm not too worried about the wand per se, because you can buy wands at magic shops that collapse and then straighten up again and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
not quite like that. Not quite like that. We'll normally use wooden wands. Some use crystal wands. Very expensive, a little new agey if you ask me. And the hardcore witches make their own wands, so they don't need to go to the shop for it.
So
you go up to the tree at the full moon. You ask the tree's permission. If the tree says to you, no, you are not allowed.
What? You're talking to a tree?
You ring the news of the world, you say, I found a talking tree, what do I get for
Is this out
it?
of Lord of the Rings?
Not quite, no. It's just symbolic of our respect to nature and anything that's alive in nature.
I don't understand respecting nature, but it's a tree. Just go and break a branch off.
Well, you can ask it in your own way. You don't...
So if I ask it in my own way, that means it answers in the way I want it to answer, so pretty much every tree says yes.
Yes, exactly. And so far, I think we've got a pretty unbroken chain of trees having said yes.
Right.
So we're fine.
So
We're fine.
have you ever met somebody who said... Have you ever met somebody who said, I had a god-awful argument with a tree last night, wouldn't let me take a branch for a wand?
I have, but none of them were actually Wiccan. Now,
Right.
in my line of work, I do meet a lot of people that are not 100% balanced as well, as I'm sure you do.
Yep, Alan Caddick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am a sceptic, Imbal. It's not that I don't believe you. I think it'd be lovely to believe you. And we're going to take a question from Leslie, who's on the phone in a minute. But to be honest, I think it's all a bit hairy-fairy, sort of. You know, a lot of people make a lot of money from tarot reading and that kind of stuff. So, what abilities or skills do you think you have?
If you take the tarot thing completely to one side,
Okay.
and another thing you want to take to one side is the fact that we all make a lot of money, because really, really, really not true. But if you take that to one side, we're here to provide an ear and a non-judgmental attitude to people that need to talk. You pay a lot of money to counsellors who, you know, sit there not saying anything.
Well, mine's free on the NHS.
Excellent. That's what we're trying to, you know, get some close people on the list. So your area must be a lot easier than our area.
With a long waiting list, though, I have to say.
Long, more than 6 months waiting list where I'm at. But if you take the tarot thing completely to one side, if you take the skills that you don't believe it completely to one side, just being able to sit in an environment where you're not being judged, where you're not being told that you're weird, where you're not being told to wake up and smell the coffee and live in reality, but you're being accepted as who you are, that's already a very good start. Another thing that all psychics have that if they didn't have when they started out, they develop whilst meeting people, is being incredibly positive and saying you can do anything you want, which I appreciate. You can go to your mum for and you can go to your best friends for, but if you haven't got it, what do you do? And the third thing is just being around people who look at the situation from the outside and say, well, have you tried this option? And because you're very embroiled in your own situation, you haven't thought about this option. That is the skeptic-friendly option. What is actually the truth is that we can see things that other people that haven't developed those skills can't see. We can see how situations will turn out. We can see how people are feeling and why they're feeling like that. And through sitting with the client, we can actually link to people who are friends with a client, who are related to the client, and understand what they're going through as well. So as psychics, we sort of give you more of a bigger picture. Now here, you're sort of mixing up psychic with Wicca, which is not exactly the same thing. It crosses over a lot, and I happen to be both, but not all witches are psychics, and certainly not all psychics are witches.
But now when you give a reading, for instance, you have to actually, by law now, make it clear that it's for entertainment purposes only, don't you?
Absolutely, and it's on my website on every page.
So surely,
But
if the government and leading bodies are saying this is only for entertainment purposes, then surely there can't be actually any truth in it. And although it's a really nice idea, it's not actually helping anybody. You're not predicting anyone's future. You're just making a load of stuff up through a bit of body language and a couple of clues you're given in order to so that the person walks out with a smile on their face, making sure they come back and pay you next time.
But the most important thing is surely that that person's walking away with a smile on their face. I mean,
No, Fiona, there's actually something more important than that. First of all, most of my readings are over the phone because I have clients all over the country, all over the world. And as you can hear from my personality, I don't really let them talk. So there's nothing I can garner about their personalities or about their looks over the phone. There's no body language at all. And most people don't even go, when you get stuff right. That's really the first thing. Secondly, we actually cut off excessive users. So if somebody tries to come to a reading a week after they'd already had a reading, we say, I'm really sorry, and that every genuine psychic will say that, I don't have anything new to tell you, unless you're a very melodramatic person where things change every week, which is very rare. I don't have anything to tell you. We recommend people come to us maybe once a year, maybe twice a year if they feel they need to, but when you give a good, proper reading, there's no need for that person to come back to you for a matter of years, if at all. What we want is to bring the power back to the client so that they feel secure, so they feel able to make their own decisions and to not rely on us and not ask us anymore. I'll certainly not make up stuff. If I was into making up stuff, I'd probably be a lot better at writing fiction, which I am rubbish at.
So, how do people, I mean, like, do people yourself go clubbing?
Not anymore, although I must say, I'm helping you here rather than helping myself, yeah. I must say that back in the day I actually used to go out really a lot, and when I started doing psychic fairs every evening, it actually rescued me from going down a very slippery slope, if I'm honest.
Okay, but what I'm sort of wondering about is, like, you know, you're at the bar, so, alright, love, alright, coming off dinner, first time. Yeah, if I can buy you a drink? Yeah, cool, alright. My name's Matt, hi, I'm in bar. So what do you do then? I'm a witch. Silence. What's the reaction you get?
Pretty much exactly what you described then. And in fact, I'm very proud of the fact that I found my husband on online dating. Spread the word, single girls. Online dating works. I so did. And when I sort of put together my profile, I thought, might as well be honest. If I'm going to find someone suitable here, then he's going to find out everything about me sooner or later. So I actually put that I've got interest in divination and in astrology right there in my profile. And there were a good 50% of the people that didn't want to talk to me at all about it. However, without sort of putting down any other religions, if, say, you bought somebody a drink and found out that they were, I don't know, a Catholic priest, you might have a judgment about it straight away.
Well, I'd be wondering what a Catholic priest was doing drinking alcohol.
Yeah, I know, I would too. And if, say, you're going out and you meet somebody and you say, what do you do for a living? And they say, accountant, you might think, God, that person would be far too boring for me.
Boring, yes, but curse me, no.
There's always judgment by people sort of offering to buy you a drink. Judgment and lots of other terrible things by people offering to buy you a drink. If I let that bother me, if I had to toe the line all the time, I wouldn't be half the person I am now. And that's really part of the reason that people have readings. If they feel like they have to be the same as everybody else, it would make for a very boring world. It would make for a very boring show for you, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, we're waxing comical about this. The underlying point you have is very true, and I'll accept that. Is that regardless of what you do, people will make judgments. We've got Leslie here on the phone, who I'm sure has called in to ask you a question. If not, he shall be in trouble. Leslie.
Oh, hello. Yes, I wanted to speak to the witch, if that was all right.
Imbal?
Yeah.
Hi. We were talking about actually astral projection on one of the forums for the show. I'm just wondering, and if you could tell me, do you actually believe in out-of-body experiences?
Absolutely. I've dabbled with astral projection, found it a little bit dangerous for my liking. Quite a few of my friends have gone pretty far with it. I believe in out-of-body experiences, which I think is a sort of very regular sideline. If you believe in anything mystical, out-of-body experiences are pretty run-of-the-mill for that sort of belief. Have you dabbled with it yourself, Leslie?
Yes, I have. I had a really... What happened is that I kept finding myself out of body, and I didn't know what it was all about, so I went on the internet, Google search, and I found, like, mystical forums who were all talking about astral projection. So then I learned, by taking these online courses, how to do it consciously and explore it, which is basically you've got to go into a meditation where the body sleeps but the mind is still awake.
Exactly.
And my experience was so frightening that I'm put off ever doing it again, because I can explain it as existing as pure energy, and vibration so strong you feel like you're going to have a heart attack.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And there's also negative entities on the other side, which people describe as spirits, that don't want you exploring because you're still alive. They don't want you in this other dimension, this plane, whatever it is. And I've been attacked by them quite frequently. Whether it's just scary nightmares, or they actually have, you know, when you just waken and you're half paralysed, and I can feel like hands over my throat. And those attacks are pretty scary, but those weren't conscious astral projections, those were just in sleep. But no, the one that I experienced where I was just this energy, it was so frightening, and when I spoke out loud, it came back in my ears, all muffled, like, all ghost-like.
Oh.
And, you know, people describe it as things like pagan and things like that, and I'm just wondering, what's your perspective on it? Would you advise someone to get over the fears and keep exploring?
It's not exactly pagan, but of course it's connected with the psychic world. And what I would suggest is to do it in stages. First of all, to make sure that you can stop those attacks, yeah? Either if there's someone in your area that can help you, or through developing lucid dreaming, yeah? How to develop lucid dreaming
quite often.
Do you do lucid dreaming?
Yeah, I've heard of it. On the forums, they gave you things like chants to say. You know, like you chant out loud when a negative entity attacks you. But the thing is, these attacks are so strong, and it's like you're reciting a poem, and by the time you're halfway through the poem, somebody feels as though they're going to kill you.
Yeah, no, that's a very complicated way to do it, yeah? Two things. First of all, you've got to make sure your body is pure. Pure soul, pure body. So if you're, you know, doing things you shouldn't be doing without judgment, then make sure that you cut right down on it. Even try to go veggie for a little bit, just to give your body a chance to air itself. Now, with the lucid dreaming, you start by having pen and paper next to your bed. Whenever you wake up, you write down all the dreams you'd had, and just by keeping a diary like that for a month, you should be able to get to a point where you control your dreams. So it really stretches your consciousness. And then, if you are attacked in your sleep, all of your lucid dreaming muscles will be on your side and will allow you to get in the way of the attack and to stop it. And once you've successfully stopped the attacks, then you can go and sort of keep improving with your astral projection, but not to throw yourself out there in the ether for everyone to claw at. Absolutely not. Definitely first resolve the situation you've got, and then develop, if you're asking me for advice.
Imbal, I'd love to go get a tarot reading over the phone with one of us, if you'd be up for that.
Sure, absolutely. Let me find my tarot baggie.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick ad break. It'll only be 60 seconds. Leslie, thank you very much for your question.
Yeah, thank you for answering.
Okay. You both
silence on radio.
You both spoke to each other at the same time, so you both missed each other's reply. But he said thank you for answering the question, etc., etc. Imbal will be back in 60 seconds.
Hi, this is Mike Mendoza. Remember me? Wasn't that long ago, surely? I'm here on Play 2 UK every Wednesday and Thursday, being totally and utterly rude, nasty, whatever else you want me to do. But you can join in, of course, any time through the programme. I'm here 8 o'clock till midnight on Play 2 UK, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Be there or you are going to miss out on one hell of a lot of fun. See you then.
The National Internet Radio Awards 2008 have landed, and Play Radio needs your help. Play 2 UK has been nominated for a top award, and we want you to help us show the world why we're leading the way in the future of radio broadcasting. Only your vote will help us win this award, and voting could not be easier. All you have to do is click on the Vote For Us banner on the Play Radio homepage. Votes are limited to one a week, so don't be shy. Vote for us every time you check back into our website, Play 2 UK and the Internet Radio Awards 2008. Vote now and be part of our future.
The Business Brainbuster on Play 2 UK is the internet's best general knowledge quiz. Staff from offices around the country pit their wits in a head-to-head battle, hoping to be crowned Business Brainbuster of the Week. Register your business to take part. Email studio@playradiouk.com now. Then join Paul Anthony weekdays from midday UK time to hear it all live on air. The Business Brainbuster with Paul Anthony, only on Play 2 UK.
Broadcasting live to the UK. News, information, entertainment, and the best music from the past 40 years. This is Play 2 UK. It's not the Tommy Boyd Show with Matt and Stu, only on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
We have Imbal, our for the sake of simplicity, White Witch on the phone. Hello, Imbal.
Hello, I just heard that your advert says the content of this show may offend.
Yes.
It's in case we say things like bollocks.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's very different to me having to put on my website for entertainment purposes only.
No, but then I'm not portraying the fact that I might be able to read someone's future or make their life better.
Certainly not, no, but you are sort of making it come across as if all you do is say dirty words on your show.
No.
No.
We leave
That's
that...
another crazy bit of legality that really shouldn't have been there in the first place, but it is because political correctness has gone mental, which is why I need to say all sorts of things on my website that aren't necessarily true.
That's not for political correctness. That's just in case somebody doesn't like rude words.
Oh, and we do get a lot of very random calls.
And we do get a lot of people who just ring up and swear down the phone.
Oh.
Because we don't screen calls, we take them straight to air.
I suppose that is good.
Yeah, so there you go.
We have to warn them.
Yes, indeed. Imbal, we're going to get you to do a tarot reading.
Yes, who am I doing it for?
Do you know, the guys just both looked at me simultaneously, so I think it's me.
Excellent. Well, you know, you're the one that found me, and you're the one that was all nice to me on the phone.
Well, so how...
You're the one... Jeez, I'm talking to the lady. You're the one that's not going to have an attitude about it, so you would have been my first choice, too.
Fantastic. I have to tell you,
Sorry,
I am...
Aaron, it's a girl thing.
Oh.
Honestly, the looks
Don't
on their
apologise
faces
to
at
me.
the moment. Matt sat there with his jaw wide open.
Oh.
And I have to tell you, I am a tarot virgin, so...
Oh, yeah.
A virgin
So,
phrase.
Imbal, I was going to say, before I was so rudely interrupting the lady, that how does this work? Do I need to leave you both? Do I need to leave Fiona's microphone up? Just pull ours down. We sit here silently and just sort of let you guys get them.
No, what I'm doing, I'm going to pull tarot cards for her, and it is slightly unorthodox, and having a three-way, four-way conversation.
Let's just.
But I can do my best. I like a challenge.
No, that's fine. But just very quickly in one sentence, what's a tarot reading?
A tarot reading is a method of tuning into a person through turning over, coloured bits of paper. All the tarot cards are individual works of art in nice packs. Tarot cards are horrible computer imaging in other packs. You can guess which one I've got. And what we believe in as tarot practitioners is that the card that comes up for you won't necessarily have a picture of Fiona on it or the way her life is going, but it'll link in emotionally with something that I feel when I look at that card, and I'll be able to relay the information to her or to whoever is sort of sitting with me. It's a little complicated to explain, makes a lot more sense when you actually try it out.
Okay.
Okay,
It's very complicated to explain to somebody that's never asked a question about it before, because you'll ask, 10 practitioners, you'll get 11 answers.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, look, we're going to leave you guys to this for a minute. Me and Aaron will still be here. We're just going to listen to how this unfolds. Take it away.
Fantastic. Well, Fiona, is it okay if I've already sort of put down 11 cards for you just to sort of be a bit of a general reading?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will be before we actually sort of go into anything meaty, because just for honesty's sake, me and Fiona have spoken before about the show.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything about each other's personal lives, which suits me really fine. So what I've got for you is actually a time of, chilling, relaxing, that's coming through right now. You're coming out of a time where you've been, I don't want to call it a negative person, but where you've been somebody that always worried that the worst is going to happen, into becoming a lot more fluffy, into becoming a lot more optimistic and accepting. What it shows is that over the last 6 months or so, you weren't really sure how you're going to be doing financially in the future. You weren't really sure how you're going to be doing in your health in the future. And right now, it looks like there's still dregs of worries. There's still dregs of what if. But you've got optimism shining through the cracks. And it says that the reason you've got optimism shining through the cracks is because there's love in there. So I don't know if you've just started a love story, or the love story that you already have is turning over a new, much more positive, much more relaxed leaf, but that seems to have really affected you well. Mm-hmm. And now you know that you are going to achieve your goals financially, and now it actually shows that you're not scared or insecure romantically, but just sort of ready to open your heart and to progress towards love. Does that make sense at all?
It does.
Yes or no will do.
Yes, it does.
Now, all the romantic cards are bunched up towards the future. Sadly, a lot better than finding all of them in the past. I will say, yeah, a lot better than losing touch with them altogether. But because it shows such a lot of romance, then it would show rites of passage on the romantic front. So that would be if you're running headlong towards an engagement or a marriage, or even towards the sort of establishing of more of a family and so on. So you've got a lot more romance coming up, and if the two of you've not had time for one another up until now, and all there was the sort of, the worries and the confusions, there's certainly going to be a lot more time for it. Almost whether you like it or not. There's not anything that you need to change about how you're being in order to invite that romance in. Okay. Yeah? So that's what I've got from your general reading. What kind of questions would you like to go into?
I don't know. I've not really given it any thought.
Boys, what questions you might want to go into?
I don't know. What questions would I like to go into?
Well, you mentioned something about a romance. Would you like to know more about that, Fiona?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, it feels like it is a romance that's already around you.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's showing that there is somebody regular who your emotions are going towards. So
Right.
if you want to go a little bit more in-depth into the relationship, I will need your star sign and the other person's star sign. Okay, let's start with your star sign. That's easy.
Okay, I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, dear. Okay, not so easy. And then the object of your affection, his star sign, please.
An Aries.
Oh, okay. Right. Scorpio and Aries, very dangerous relationships. Why? Because the one thing they've got in common is the one thing that will kill them, is the fact that both Scorpio and Aries are governed by the planet Mars. That means that neither of them shy away from an argument, but it also means that sexually you couldn't be any more compatible if you tried.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is putting the Scorpio card for you on top, the Aries card for him below. And now let me take 5 cards for you, 5 cards for him, and we'll see where all the romanticness is coming in through.
Okay.
Right. Keeping your star signs in mind, it actually looks like you have a fairly chilled relationship for such fiery people. Feels like you're still passionate about one another, which is lovely to see. And it feels like all the romance comes in through travel. It shows a trip already booked.
All right.
It says, it says that at the start of the relationship, you kept quite a low profile, and you didn't let him see all of your varied sides. It's almost ironic because I think you showed him your less flattering sides, and it's only after he proved his worthiness, that you allowed him to see how lovely you can be. So he got to see the Scorpio proper a lot more at the start, and only afterwards the sweeter sides came up. It looks like you guys are very different people. It's not even a case of opposites attract. It's chalk and cheese, and damn be anyone who can explain how it works. But it does work. And part of the secret is that whatever, what shall we call them, personality imperfections the two of you have are the same.
Right.
When one of you just needs space and needs to be left alone, the other one really needs space and needs to be left alone. So that's really the root of the compatibility. The fact that you love each other, of course, but the root of the compatibility is that it's hard for you to offend each other because your crazy requests and demands are identical and are at the same time. So you've got fairly similar, we can call them biorhythms, but it's a disgusting, horrible New Age word. But yeah, you've got your crazy bits turning up at the same time. Do you want to ask anything about the relationship?
No.
Okay.
Imbal,
you don't want to give away too much on that.
no, Imbal, it's all very interesting to sitting here and watching Fiona's facial reactions, but we do have to move on. So I'd like to thank you very, very much for joining us tonight.
My absolute pleasure, and thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Well,
plug the website.
Yeah, we'd like you to plug your websites, Imbal. Where can people find out more about you?
Oh, too kind. Well, if people spell my name correctly, which is Imbal, I for India, N for November, B for bottle, A for apple, another A for apple, and then L for love, and then put a .com on the end, they can get in touch with me directly.
So it's imbal.com, INBAAL.com.
Perfect.
Imbal, thank you so much. You've been a star.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
You. Bye.
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He told me,
Is that about as much as that you can stand?
What? Yeah. What was that?
What was that? What, the song?
No, I had something going on in the background there.
Oh, somebody sent us something.
Okay.
It's Tommy Boyd.
Yes.
And he's talking to somebody who's just quick listen, and it's about animal rights activity.
Okay.
And someone sent it in. It's 5 minutes long. I could play it, but do you know what? Tommy's better at it than I am, so it ended up showing me up.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't play 5 minutes of Tommy Boyd doing an argument on animal rights activists and then interview an animal rights activist. It's ridiculous.
Because you'd have that, and then you'd have you going...
And it's animal liberation.
No, he was a former animal rights activist for the Animal Liberation Front. It's like the People's Front of Judea, or the Judean People's Front. Depends how you look at it. We'll be back next with Peel's Diary.
Go to playradiouk.com now and play blackjack for real money and get a $200 bonus when you sign up. Just click on the 888.com banner on our website now at playradiouk.com. Missed anything?
Hello, this is Chris Tarrant. Hello there, this is Sean Williamson.
James Whale.
If you speak to me like that again, I'll put you over my knee and spank you.
Not the Tommy Boyd Show.
Have you ever been contacted by the Biavians?
No, I've had a few close brushes with Uranus. Hello, this is Chris Tarrant. If you're hearing this now, you've missed me on Hertz's Half Hour. But don't worry, you can listen again at playradiouk.com/podcast.
playradiouk.com/podcast. podcast.
Missed anything? Then go to playradiouk.com/podcast. Here at Play Radio UK, we're dedicated to providing you with a fully interactive website and music service. Choose from 11 stations playing all kinds of music 24 hours a day. While away the hours with loads of games in the playground. Interact with other users and find answers to all your technical problems in the forums. Find out who's on when, what we're up to and what we look like. Although some of us are more photogenic than others. PlayRadioUK.com. Internet radio, your way. This is not the Tommy Boyd Show with Stu and Matt on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
01243 55 60 60 is our number. Hello on the phone.
Happy, happy, happy house, happy house, happy house, happy, happy, happy house, happy, happy house.
Oh, sorry.
Should we use our psychic powers to try and figure out who that was?
Who was that?
Who was that? Who do you think?
I wonder.
I don't know. Hang on a minute. It was Alan Caddick. There you go. Okay, 01243 55 60 60 is the number. We've had a couple of people on air. By all means, the Human Zoo. We will take those calls in and around the interviews that we're doing. We are not neglecting you. We are merely giving you something to chew over, chew the cud, as it were.
If you have an opinion on anything that's cropped up this evening, please share it with us.
Yep. If you do have an opinion on witchcraft, witchery, demonic goings on, then studio at playradiouk.com, 01243 55 60 60. Or, of course, you can Skype us play.radio.uk. And this whole thing can be seen in Technicolor, I'm told, at NTTBS.com. Stands for Not the Tommy Boyd Show, or November Tango Tango Bravo Sierra. NTTBS.com and click watch. We will be talking to animal rights activist Keith Mann. He's a former animal rights activist, the Animal Liberation Front, a guy that's been in prison. If you have any questions, please do email them, studio at playradiouk.com. There was a couple of calls trying to get through during the interview with Imbal. Unfortunately, we couldn't take them because Imbal was on the phone. We could have took them via Skype, so if that was you, I do apologise. And just a quick email before Peel's diary. It says, I'll do a tarot reading for you, lads. A load of old shit. Thanks, Scott. P.S. Tell Mark it does indeed boil down to bastards. So, studio at playradiouk.com. Let's have your questions for Keith Mann.
Good evening, it's the spirit of John Peel here. I just thought I'd pop along with some more random nonsense. I have to say, I was so proud to see Britain's special athletes. Their struggle against adversity is so inspirational. Even being there is incredible, let alone seeing them beat Andorra 2-0. Well, while we're on the subject of football, if you combined Wayne Rooney with Gary Glitter, you'd get a bloke that likes women of the normal age. Sticking on a sporting theme, I think Amir Khan should hang up his gloves for a paintbrush, as he likes to spend most of his time on the canvas. It's really interesting that Amir Khan enters the ring as a British sporting icon and leaves as a pissing idiot. Amir Khan proved that Muslims don't drink. He failed to get a round in. Amir Khan was also spotted dancing in a nightclub just an hour after his fight had ended. This is the third time he'd hit the floor that night. He's also thinking of changing his name to Amir Khan. Well, that's all from me. I just thought I'd leave you with this little question. What's the difference between Amir Khan and some McCain microchips? About 7 seconds. Ta-da!
Hey! John Peel. John Peel's diary from the other realms. Very good.
How do you know? You weren't listening to any of it. Catch the podcast.
Studio at playradiouk.com is, of course, the email address. You can Skype us play.radio.uk and call 01243 55 60 60. But we're not going to take any calls for a bit. You can Skype call us by all means. But right now on the phone, we've got former Animal Liberation Front activist, former animal rights activist. He's a very outspoken man. He's got what I consider to be some pretty crazy ideas about a few crazy things. But he's going to tell us all about that himself. Keith Mann, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Good. Good. Okay. Well, first of all, I've been explaining this evening that you're formerly part of the Animal Liberation Front, an animal rights activist. You spent 7.5 years in prison for your troubles, let's call them. You kind of made it your life's work to fight for the rights of animals. I'd like to know from you how and when you made the decision that you were going to make it the major part of your life to concentrate on fighting for your cause.
Well, probably one of the earliest experiences that I recall was happening by chance, a slaughterhouse, and it was a real rude awakening for me. It did, as you suggested, it changed my life. I had no idea that we were doing these kind of things to animals in this country. My upbringing was all about how we were a civilised society and we treated animals with respect. And one evening I found this place with the door open, and it broke my heart. It really did. I had no idea. And this was before I discovered the whole process of animal farming that led to this awful end that they experience in a slaughterhouse. And I have gone out of my way ever since then to find out more and to teach people about what we're doing to animals in the name of food and entertainment and all the other excuses we give for using violence against small creatures and big ones. And that was it for me. That was the early 1980s, and I've dedicated my life ever since to raising awareness of these issues.
Right. Okay. So that's basically your mission, to raise awareness to sort of Joe public, to people who don't realise what's going on behind the scenes, exactly what is happening. What did you... I mean, how long were you with the ALF for?
I've lost count now. A number of years. I've spent 2 terms in prison as a consequence of that. The whole process of lawful campaigning is very frustrating, and the restrictions that are levelled against people like me who want to make a difference, who want to raise issues, are quite profound. And it soon led me into the arms of the Animal Liberation Front, if you like, into doing something for myself, direct action. I was seeing animals suffering awful cruelty, being told that there were regulations in place to prevent this cruelty. And I was hitting a brick wall when I tried to raise the issue and get someone to do something about it. The logical extension of that for me was to go and rescue the animals myself. That is what the Animal Liberation Front is. And it made so much sense, and as a consequence, a lot of animals' lives have been saved, and a lot of issues have been raised, and people made aware of what we're doing to animals in our society.
So do you think that what you were trying to achieve has been achieved?
To a large extent, not wholly. Obviously, there's an X millions number of animals being tortured to death for all kinds of excuses every single day, but we have brought this notion that we should be treating lesser beings, if you like, with more respect to the public fore. People talk about it now, and to be a vegan is considered normal now, whereas only a few years ago.
I personally don't think being a vegan is considered normal.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to have to become so, because not just the violence that we're inflicting on animals, but the damage that we're doing to our own environment and to our own health by consuming animals as we are is becoming more accepted now, better understood than it was just a few years ago.
Okay, so let's take an example. How, by consuming beef, are we damaging the environment, considering that it's recently been factually stated by scientists that cows and their expellation of methane is one of the main reasons that we've got global warming?
Well, exactly, that's the problem, or part of the problem. It's a bigger contributor to global warming than transport, animal farming. We're not only inflicting extreme violence on living beings, but we're damaging our own environment by doing it.
So as an activist, would you say, let's cull all the cows, kill all the cows to stop us damaging our environment?
Well, absolutely not. We wouldn't be rearing them if we weren't eating them. We wouldn't be rearing them in the first place. There wouldn't be a glut of cows on this planet causing environmental damage, consuming vast amounts of water. And a big proportion of the land that we use to grow food on is used to grow food to feed the farm animals. People are starving all over the world, and we're pouring it into farm animals so we can enjoy a luxury product that we call meat. It's insane, and it does have to change for our own survival as well as for the benefit of the animal kingdom.
Okay, excuse the tact I'm going to take here, but if you're saying that people are starving all over the world, do you not think that burning lorries full of meat is not helping to that? I mean, it makes your point very well, but it doesn't actually make a difference.
Well, it does in a way, because it raises the issue and it gets people talking, and it's got us to where we are today.
But our taxes would have had to pay for the aftermath of that, would have had to pay for the police being called out, would have had to pay for the investigation, and ultimately we had to pay for you being in prison for whatever you were found guilty of committing. It's our taxes that pay for that. So basically, by making a stand and saying to people there's starving people in this country right now who need the land to grow their own food. By making a stand, you're actually making the poor poorer.
Well, I'm quite happy to take anybody's advice on the best way to approach these issues and to raise awareness of these issues, but clearly the tactics of the Animal Liberation Front have been very successful, and because the system decides to put people in prison for raising these issues isn't really our fault. You know, if you're not happy paying for people to be in prison, then, you know, question it, raise the issue yourself, do something about it, but just condemning people for trying to do something to make these issues a bit more live, that isn't helping people that are going without food. That isn't helping address the amount of violence that we're inflicting on the animal kingdom.
I don't disagree with what you were trying to do. I disagree with the way you've done it. I mean, if they built a tennis court on a local field, and I thought I decided to myself that they'd ruined the landscape and that the field could be used for better means, I wouldn't go and set fire to 1,000 tennis balls to prove that. Because that's just defeating the object, surely.
Well, that might be your view, but if women at the early part of the last century, hadn't broken the law, hadn't set fire to places, women probably still wouldn't have the vote in this country. And, you know, I think it's not fair to attack those people and condemn those people for stepping outside the law to raise an issue. You know, if you wouldn't do it my way, well, give up eating animal products then. That's purely a non-violent way of approaching this and making the world a difference to all life on this planet. Stop eating animals. You know, that's the easy way of doing it. Then people like me wouldn't have to go out and set fire to lorries and rescue animals from places where they're being abused.
What if you killed somebody setting fire to one of those lorries?
Well, unfortunately, the meat industry is responsible for a great deal of death and destruction, the meat and dairy industry.
How?
And we've never hurt anybody.
How is the meat and dairy industry responsible for that?
Well, you only have to look at the number of people who are dying of degenerative diseases that have been caused by consuming animal fat. CJD, for example, we haven't heard the last of that. You know, all this stuff. And, as I say, these people are dying all over the world. We're taking crops from third world countries to import them into the Western world to feed to farm animals. This is causing a huge amount of death and destruction. The animal liberation movement has never killed anybody. So, you know...
But you could have. You could have killed a lot of people.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, people who speed in their cars tend to kill a lot more people than we ever have. As I say, the animal liberation movement has never killed anyone. So, you know, we could have done, but we haven't done. You know, we're responsible probably for far less death than any other section of society you would care to mention.
Sure, your responsibility is outweighed by your... I won't call it promise. I mean, I saw your interview with the BBC, and where Ronnie Lee was quoted as saying there will be injuries and possibly deaths, to which you replied that you have repeated those sentiments. So although you haven't caused death yet, or you may have caused injury, although you haven't caused death, what you've actually said is, okay, Ronnie Lee, who's sort of regarded as the founder of the LF, Ronnie Lee has said this, and I agree with him, and that we will cause death in order to get our point across.
No, see, that's been taken out of context. The whole point about causing death, it has happened. A number of young activists have been killed in this country while protesting peacefully against animal cruelty. You know...
Hello? Hello? Has he gone?
You've lost the connection, I think.
Oh, I'll try and call him back. Hang on, wait there 1 second. I'll do this. Okay, we will return to Keith Mann very shortly. I believe he's got a mobile phone battery problem. I just phoned him back and he said, can I give you another number to call me back on? Leslie, you're on Skype.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to that Keith guy.
Well, I tell you what, you talk to that Arron guy and that Fiona lady, well, I get another number from Keith, and you'll get your chance in a minute.
Right, okay, he's full of shit, that guy, isn't he?
Why is that? What makes you say that?
Well, he's just a vigilante into arson and stuff like that, and he's come up with an argument that justifies those violent tendencies he's got in himself.
Not really, not really. If you've got to make a point and you want to make a statement and you want this to be, say, magnified and put in the press, on the telly, on the radio, in the papers, what better way to go about making your point and making sure that it is in the press and on the telly than to do something like setting fire to a truck? I mean, what's the point in just standing in front of a truck with a banner saying no meat, blah, blah, blah? That's not going to get you anywhere. It's a small little protest that won't get noticed by anybody. You want to get noticed, set fire to a truck, right?
Or your wife wants, because the suffragettes, they burnt their bras and they got the vote.
Yeah, but that's just it. They were after the vote. If you set fire to your wife fronts, Leslie, I mean, for starters, yours will take out half of Hull if you set fire to them. And not only that, how by protesting about animal rights is setting fire to your underpants relevant?
It'll come down on the animal buggery, won't it? You know.
It will, and I can see why. I can't see why you wouldn't want to back this man, with the fact that you actually own a sheep.
Well, it's not that. If it came to it and I was starving, I'd eat that sheep.
You would. You would.
Yeah, I'll fire the pellet gun at it a few times a night. You know.
Seriously. Right. Okay. Fair enough. So you're not on the side of Keith Mann.
No, I don't believe animals actually have feelings at all. But there's this myth about them knowing they're going to the slaughter. That's bollocks.
Right. Okay.
Because that supposes an animal thinks abstractly and intelligently.
Right. What about? Let's just say, what about a dog? There are some countries that eat dogs. Let's just say dogs. A dog's not intelligent then?
Dogs not intelligent. Well, they're intelligent in the way that they learn things. Learning is not intelligence. Intelligence is thinking about things abstractly, and that's before or after the event. Dogs don't. Dogs are in the moment and they react to things. A bit like Alan, but...
Okay, guys. I can't get hold of Keith. I think his mobile phone battery's run out. He's not bailed on us. He's not bottled it. He did say he was going to give me another number to call before we got cut off again. So if I'm going to try him again in another 5 or 10 minutes. Perhaps we'll end the show with him. But if not tonight, we will reconvene for this very specific subject and this interview with Keith in a couple of weeks' time, because there are many, many questions that... I mean, I've only got through 10% of the questions I have for Keith and the opinions that I hold for some of the things he's done and some of the effects he's had.
And this guy has given up his liberty.
What's that, Leslie?
Well, you're going to ask him if... Because Tommy Boyd did this, which was really good, because he said he was a vegan, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ask him if he got, or runs, or has ever used a car, because Tommy's argument is that a car runs on oil, which is the fossilised remains of dead animals. So I think we can get him on that, as well as I want to know if he thinks animals are equal to humans. Does he also then think that animals are equal to insects? Because if so, there are many bees out there that are being held against their will in hives, used for their honey. And also, another one Tommy said, if he drives a car, the amount of flies he murders.
That's very good. Leslie, look, if we get him back, by all means call up, but thank you very much for your call. This is not the Tommy Boyd show. We've only got 21 minutes left of the show. I'm going to try and get Keith Mann back on, because he's a very interesting man, and I've got a lot more I want to learn from him and a lot more I want to tell him, basically. 01243 55 60 60 is the number. You can Skype us at play.radio.uk and email studio@playradiouk.com, and of course you can watch and listen at the same time. It's like the telly. NTTBS.com. Click watch.
If you want to increase your profits, go the extra mile for your customers, and bring loyalty to your business, then you need Play and Store. In-house or online, Play and Store is your personal, made-to-measure music and marketing tool. Using the latest technologies, you can create your own tailor-made music and messaging service, which until now has been unaffordable to everyone but the biggest businesses. Get more from your business by creating your own radio station. Go to playinstore.co.uk.
The National Internet Radio Awards 2008 have landed, and Play Radio needs your help. Play 2 UK has been nominated for a top award, and we want you to help us show the world why we're leading the way in the future of radio broadcasting. Only your vote will help us win this award, and voting could not be easier. All you have to do is click on the Vote for Us banner on the Play Radio homepage. Votes are limited to one a week, so don't be shy. Vote for us every time you check back into our website, Play 2 UK and the Internet Radio Awards 2008. Vote now and be part of our future.
Play Radio UK have teamed up with Virgin Wines to offer you a massive 20% discount off your favourite wines. Visit playradiouk.com and click on the Virgin Wines 20% discount voucher to start saving now and have your favourite wines delivered to your door. Play Radio UK and Virgin Wines, for people who love their wine and a great deal. Just log on to playradiouk.com and click on the Virgin Wine 20% discount voucher and start saving today.
It's not the Tommy Boyd Show with Matt and Stu, only on Play 2 UK. Beware, the content of this show may offend.
And that's why Princess Anne only uses her right foot.
Hey, these royals.
Right, Sue's on the line. Hello, Sue.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm
I've just been listening to your interview with Keith Mann, which
Have
was
you
very
indeed?
badly broken off.
It was, and I'm going to try and get him back.
Good. Can I make a few comments on that?
You are welcome to make a few comments.
Thank you. Well, firstly, just to pick up on your last caller, animal rights people who are vegans wouldn't consume honey. So that's his thing about the bees being kept.
Okay, we'll tick
So
that
that's
one
that
off.
one out the way. And the other one is he, as so many people do, compared intelligence of one species with the intelligence of another species, and you can't do that. All creatures on this planet have the intelligence that's suited to their survival. So a dog has the right intelligence for a dog's life, and there's so much research now that shows how intelligent in many ways other species are, making tools and being altruistic and helping each other and mourning their dead. So I think we can put that one aside. But the main point I want to make is that with so many atrocities, as animal rights people see them as atrocities against animals happening, then I think it's a bit rich for a government and a society that has condoned violence, tremendous violence, when it thinks that terrible things are going on in parts of the world, will go and bomb, often very innocent people, children, babies, that it condemns violence against property, which I believe is what the Animal Liberation Front will only condone, not violence against people, but violence against property, that we are so hard on that when people are trying to make a better world for other species, and yet so many people condone the bombing of innocent people in other countries when we disagree with their government.
I disagree with you, Sue, because I don't think we do condone the bombing of people in other countries. My point, let's look at it from a purely Great British sort of locality point of view, is that while these guys are out there sort of trying to make a point and trying to save animals and trying to save species, what they're actually doing is causing such a drain on society, man. Let's put this in perspective for a minute, okay? So if Keith Mann goes and sets fire to a lorry full of meat, this whole thing's blazing, they've got a fire engine on site, they've got the police on site investigating, it's a lot of resources taking up. Meanwhile, there's kids, 16-year-old kids on the streets of London being knifed to death. Do you put that life of the child above the life of the animal?
I know, of course I wouldn't. One of the things that many people have noticed recently is that if there is any sort of animal rights demonstration or activity, and can I say that a while ago there were, I think it was 126 rabbits were stolen.
Who cares about rabbits? Only a rabbit? There's millions of them.
Were due for vivisection, that those rabbits were taken, and a huge number of police were put in to try and recover them. And if there's an animal rights demonstration, you will have a huge police force there, really hundreds sometimes. And yet I hear from old people all the time that they have tried to get the police out when there's been a break-in or something's happening. I called the police once about a young child that was going door to door to collect money, and they didn't turn up. So I think one of the problems is that there's a lot of vested interest in the exploitation of animals. After all, they're used hugely for the food industry, which has spin off with leather, and for the vivisection industry. And I think that, sadly, big business takes priority often over individuals. And we see that not only with animal rights, but we see it with peace protesters now and all sorts of environmental protesters. But to stick to the animal issue, I just think that if people are so outraged, and let's be honest, all, as you said previously, all movements have, throughout time, have used an element of violence. Martin Luther King was always very peaceful, and Nelson Mandela was considered a terrorist and is now considered a great statesman. And you mentioned the suffragettes who committed acts of violence. One of them committed suicide, threw herself in front of the King's horse. But
that's fine if they want to hurt themselves.
In all liberation movements, there are people who have gone that little bit further in order to fight for a cause that they strongly believe in. And in the end, they've got what they wanted. So it's a strong message, isn't it?
Bless you, Sue. Thank you very much for your call. Sue, the first lady I've ever met that's called the police on a charity collector. Hello on the phone.
We're begging you, idiot.
Hello?
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 Hello? I just bought this phone off a mate down a pub, and this was the last number he called.
Really?
What is this?
Oh, this is the ALF.
What?
The Animal Liberation Front. Your mate gave you the phone because your mate's been killing animals left, right and centre, and, that's it,
He's got a nice little dog and everything.
Wow, that nice little dog, you should see it on a full moon.
Full moon?
Yeah.
But wait, what are you talking about? I bought $9.99 I bought this phone for. I hadn't over a tenner. He gave me back a penny change. I thought it was a bit cheap. But he gave me back the penny change or anything, and he said, take this phone, I don't need it no more.
Are you watching me?
No.
Hello, Play Radio.
Maybe what? I got cut off there.
01243 55 60 60. We've got somebody on Skype.
I think so.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good. Are you?
Very well. Are you hearing me properly?
We are hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. I wanted to talk to this Keys gentleman, Keys man, but he unfortunately chickened off. Hope it wasn't factory chicken.
No, very good, very good. We will get. I don't think we'll get him back tonight, but in 2 weeks' time, we will get Keith Mann back on the phone. We'll reconvene this and perhaps even make a bit more of a feature of the animal rights thing. We will get Keith Mann back.
But I would really like for not just the rights to be addressed, because I've been told all my life, if you want to have rights, you have to expect responsibilities to go with the rights. So what I want to hear is also animal responsibilities. For example, take my cat.
Right.
The cat always wants to drink from the tap in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going and putting on the tap in the bathroom, and then what is happening? The cat goes, drinks from the tap as the water is falling, and then later on I'm sitting here, and the cat is back, and I discover, goodness gracious, he didn't turn the tap off. Now that is his responsibility. I turn it on, okay, and he didn't turn the tap back off again.
Opposable thumbs.
But this is it. He should be using his opposable jaws to do it.
To be honest, I think he pussied right out of that one. Hey, bum bum. Thank you very much for your call. Somebody on Skype. Chris? Hello? Hello? Hello, Play Radio.
Hello there, this is Barack Obama.
Oh, Barack! How's it going with the black vote?
It's going great. Change is coming.
Change is coming. We're going to have the first black president, unless, of course, you lose out to McCain, who's now got the woman vote.
Well, he has, but she's a mad right-wing bitch.
That's a terrible Obama accent. Hello on the phone. Hello on the phone.
Geezer with the Hello?
Hello?
It's the same geezer with the same fucking voice, Matt.
Hey?
Don't be taken in so easily. Are you there?
No.
Oh, let me take a breath. What time have we got now? Let me look. 21:47.
Indeed. Oh, hang on a minute. Chris, don't go anywhere. Hello, Nemesis. Nemesis, if you're going to be a bad guy that's going to threaten people with all... Yes, there we go. You're going to have to be a bit faster on the uptake, Nemesis.
Hello. Nemesis, hello. Yes, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I want to know if you get an erection when you think about me.
No,
That's a
I get an erection when I think of Leslie Groovepot lying in a pool of blood.
Okay, we'll leave that one there because we don't do death and debauchery on this show, or do we? Hello on the phone?
Oh, good evening. This is John McCain calling.
John, how's the woman vote going? Do you think it's going to
Going.
outweigh the black vote? The vac vote?
It is. She's a mad right-wing bitch, but I love her.
She eats mooses, she snowmobiles, she's got a
She has a-
17-year-old daughter who's pregnant.
She has a bear in her office.
Well, that's for her to know and us to find out. 01243 55 60 60 is the phone number. You can Skype play.radio.uk and email studio@playradio.com. Hello? On Skype. Willem.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm going to bottle it now.
Okay.
Alright.
No worries. He bottled it. Hello on the phone. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
This is not Uncle Victor.
Brilliant. Okay, we won't take the call then if it's not Uncle Victor. Hello on the phone.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is Vladimir Putin.
Ah, Vladimir. How's the vodka these days?
It's going very well, thank you very much.
Excellent.
A few of my future colleagues as well as leaders have been calling in, so I thought I'd better call.
Well, I wouldn't call them world leaders just yet, but one of them is bound to be.
One of them is a pretty 50-50 good chance. I was just wondering, do you get any other world leaders calling in?
I don't know, let's find out. Hello on the phone.
Hello?
Hello?
Right. I would like to suggest...
Hello on the phone.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah, I'd just like you to come back to that woman, Sue, who completely lost the plot, or what?
Yes, you were talking about bees, you weren't talking about eating the honey, you were talking about freeing the bees.
Yes, exactly. Free the bees.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Leslie. Hello on the phone.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Oui, this is Nicolas Sarkozy.
Ah, we've got all the world leaders on the phone tonight. Nicholas, what's it like being an annoying French bastard?
That is very rude.
Of course it is, but then so are the French.
That is very true. We are. But we're still better than you English.
No, you're not. Hello on the phone.
But yeah, Alex going to the British Isles for the blind and the stupid will be available at reputable bookshops next week.
Brilliant, thank you. Hello on the phone.
What up, me really sorry, bastard.
Oh, imagine if you got something like this, you bastard.
Bastard.
Hello on the phone.
Oh, hello there. This is Gordon Brown speaking.
Sounded a bit like Duncan Bannatyne. Same guy, different accent. Hello?
Hello there. No, it's Gordon Brown. I'm in, not out.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Hello on the phone.
Can I leave you on a philosophical foreplay?
Exactly. You see there the words of Alan Caddick that nobody understands. 01243 55 60 60 is the phone number. Studio@playradiouk.com is the email address. You can Skype us play.radio.uk. Tonight, we have spoken to... I will take that call in a second. We've spoken to Charles Walker, who's the co-author of The Demonic Connection. As far as I'm concerned, the guy's living on a shoestring, and his theories are a little bit weird. We will question him again when I've had the chance to do more research. We also spoke to Imbal even, who is a lovely lady. You can go find out more about her by going to imbal.com. That's INBAAL.com.
She's fit.
Quite simply a white... Have you still got the photo?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Can I see it? She's quite simply a white witch, and she'll do some readings for you and all that guff. And... oh, my God. She is it. And we also had Keith Mann on, former member of the ALF, the Animal Liberation Front. He's an animal rights activist. We got about 10% into our questioning, and it was going very, very well, and I believe his mobile battery ran out. We will get him back, I promise.
And he's fit.
Hello on the phone. Hello?
The Australian Prime Minister. Do you know my name?
Absolutely no idea. Hello on the phone.
Hello?
Hello?
My name is Luigi. I only listen to this program to improve my English.
When the sun hits your eye, I could be pizza pie, that's Luigi.
So every week, yes, I listen to improve my English. Very, very, very good in English. But Alan Caddick, he speaks rubbish.
Yes, he does. Hello on the phone. 01243 55 60 60, by the way. 5 minutes left. Hello?
Hello there, this is Hugo Chavez from Venezuela. I'm a little bit Caracas.
Oh, excellent.
Is this Eurovision?
It's Eurovision for world leaders. It is not the Tommy Boyd show. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the last 2 hours and 55 minutes. I don't even know where it's gone.
No.
Oh, hello on the phone.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Nelson Mandela.
Oh, Nelson Mandela. Hey, got any radiators in your place?
No.
How do you keep it warm?
I don't.
Oh.
It's South Africa, friend. It's very warm anyway.
Yes and no.
You seem unsure.
I am unsure.
Why don't you come to my country and find out?
Because I've never met a nice South African, to be honest with you. Hello, on the phone.
Yes, hello there. This is Klaus, phoning you from Hasselhoff in Badenburg.
Klaus!
It's very nice to speak to you today on your absolutely splendid radio show, methinks.
Guten Abend, Kaiser.
How are you? Nice day.
I don't know, it's dark outside.
It's nice here. It's sunny. There's a little bit of a cloud.
I'm sorry, I can't stand Germans. Hello on the phone.
Guten Abend.
I can't stand... Hello on the phone.
Dinky-doo. Got him a clue?
Anything else? Oh, okay. Dinky-doo.
You decided to join us then.
We just had a crazy German on the phone. You know I don't like Germans, don't you?
I have to go for a wee-wee. What was that, sorry?
We had a crazy German on the phone.
Those crazy
I can't
Germans.
stand Germans. Klaus! Crazy.
Crazy.
Wow. I'm really not annoyed that Keith Mann got cut off.
I am.
It's just like, you know, if you started on a roller coaster and it got you to the top and you're just about to drop and they said, actually, no, we're going to stop it today. You'll have to get off and walk back down again. I can't see an anti-climax.
I'm feeling like that right now because I was aching for more of his stuff to come out.
Aching for a bit of the man. You ache for men, don't you?
No.
That's it. Hello.
Boys.
On the phone, 01243 55 60 60. Who's there?
Hello, it's Alan Caddick.
No, Alan Caddick sounds nothing like that. Come back and try again.
Right. Anyway, as I was, some of the stuff he was coming out with, I was quite liking.
I don't disagree with the cause. I disagree with the means, but not disagree with the cause. Hello on the phone.
Are you just going to keep cutting me off?
I'm sorry.
What? Here I am.
Chuck a card.
Chuck a card. Chuck a card. Chuck a card. Chuck a card. Chuck a card. What? Hello on the Skype. Graham. I don't disagree with the cause, I disagree with Graham, turn your media
player down, Graham.
Are you just going to keep cutting me off?
Sorry. Gary.
Yes?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
I'm very well this evening, Matthew. How are you?
I'm very well this evening, Gary. What can I do for you?
Are you still dressed like a boy band member?
What?
You never guess what's happened tonight, Gary.
Go on.
Tim Vine has phoned us up with loads of different accents pretending to be different leaders.
I love that bloke. He's brilliant.
I do like Tim. He's great.
Oh, what, world leaders? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Gary, I'm going to cut you off. Hello on the phone. Hello?
It's Alan Caddick.
No, again, a terrible... we don't entertain... Hello?
It's the Medtech part of the zoo.
It is, and you've got 10 seconds to say what you want.
Well, I tell you what, it's been very, very enjoyable, except for the witches and all them black magic. I have joined the cult tonight.
Not the Tommy Boyd Show. If we were a football player, we'd be Ian Wone.
Hello on the phone.
Wide wheels.
Hello on the phone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
And that's how we like to end it. Thank you very much for all your contributions tonight. Thank you very much to Charles Walker, who we spoke to, co-author of The Demonic Connection. I'm sure if you Google The Demonic Connection and Clapham Woods, you'll find out more about him. Inbal, you can check her out, inball.com, inbal.com. She's hot, she's a white witch. Oh, you would. And Keith Mann, former animal rights activist, former member of the ALF, who, unfortunately, we ended the interview a bit abruptly with the loss of a mobile phone battery. We will have him back. That is my solemn promise to you. I've got a lot more I'd like to address with the man, and we might turn this into a whole show of animal rights, hooty for blibbity what's it. Thank you to Arron for being here tonight.
Cheers, pleasure as always.
Thank you to Fiona for being here tonight.
You're very welcome.
Graham, have you figured out your media player yet?
Yeah.
So?
I've turned it down. Everything's cool.
What can we do for you?
Play this for you.
Go on then.
Oh, it's trance.
I will show you the way, young Molly Skywalker.
Now that's an Alan Caddick impression. Good night, all.
Heard a song you love? Then help us by buying your favourite chart CD through Amazon. Just click on the banner at playradiouk.com. Sunday night just got better on Play 2 UK.
Hello there, this is Sean Williamson. All right then, it's Barry from EastEnders.
Don't you ever shut your great, big, fat cake-hole up.
If you're listening to me now, that means you've missed me. But don't worry, yes, you can hear me again at playradiouk.com/podcast.
Hershey's Half Hour. 30 minutes of top-flight entertainment expertly crammed into 2 hours. Sundays from 4.